Live. Live. Live from Cougar Stadium. All right. Set that there. The most. Have they done the national anthem yet? Call out the down, so you'll click second and then adjust the yards and update. Third down, 2, update, update. If it's a first down, hit reset, update, it puts it to 1st and 10. And we'll go to first quarter, who has the ball. So we'll see what it says. So they'll have the ball first. All right, so we're gonna have to go here. Go, go, go. All right. I need my bag real quick. Scoot down a little bit. I need my paperwork. Thank you. Move that phone. Okay. We haven't gone live yet, so. Okay. Welcome to Jarrell, Texas, home of the Jarrell Cougars. I'm Wally Harmon on SHN Sports coverage of Jarrell Cougar football, along with Sterling Harmon, my color guy for the evening. We come into Jarrell, Texas, the home field for the Cougars, facing the Rosebud-Lott Cougars. Rosebud comes into the game 0-3 on the season. Your Jarrell Cougars start the season 2-1 now. After a big loss at Whitney to kick off the season on the road, they came home, took care of business against Florence 41-14. They go on the road to Riesel and come back from Sterling 26-6 at half. And the Cougars come back, put up 31 points in the second half, and win the ballgame 37-34. 31-8 outscored the Indians last week to come back and get that victory.
Yeah, that was definitely some good pushback coming into the second half. Let's see if they come out with that same energy and that same mindset to start off this next game.
Tonight, Rosebud-Lott, the visitors, the Cougars from Rosebud, will be wearing the black pants, white jerseys, black numerals, black helmets. They'll be receiving from the north end of the field, going south, left to right on your radio dial. The Cougars are kicking off. Jesus Perez, number 6, will handle the kicking duties for the Cougars. He tees it up, being held there at the 40, and he gets it off. Nice wind behind him, and it's going to go in and through the end zone for a touchback. Jesus Perez doing a great job there, Sterling, of taking advantage of the wind, not letting a return happen for Rosebud.
Oh, most definitely, especially being the first kickoff of the game. You definitely don't want to give them any momentum, whether it be a good block that gets them the extra 5, 10, or however many yards. You put it out the back of the end zone and just set them up there.
Rosebud will start the game at the 25-yard line, at their own 25 here in the first quarter. Homecoming night for the Jarrell Cougars here in the home stands. All the patrons, the party people, the Jarrellites, whatever you call them, the Cougarans, all filling the stands for this homecoming game. You can feel it in the atmosphere. Jarrell's riding a 2-game winning streak, wanting to make it 3 before they start district play. Rosebud in the shotgun. They got 2 receivers left, 2 receivers right. The slot receiver left goes in motion. Shotgun snap to the quarterback. He's going to run it off the right side and stacked up quickly right behind the line of scrimmage. He's going to fall forward back to the line of scrimmage, maybe a half a yard gain. A nice tackle there by the Cougar defense, not letting him get any more momentum. That'll bring up 2nd and 9 now on the spot for Rosebud. Rosebud now will go trips right. 3 receivers right, 1 left. They have a shotgun set for the offense with a running back off to the right side. The quarterback for Rosebud looks to be number 10, John Paul Reyna. We'll set it up. Quick handoff up the middle to the right side outside the hash marks. Taken down quickly there over past the 30 to about the 33-yard line. About a 7-yard gain. It's going to bring up a short 3rd down for the Rosebud Cougars. Looks like they're going to have the ball 3rd and 3. Make it 3rd and 2 from their own 33-yard line. Got to get to the 35 for the first down. The handoff there looked to be to number 44, Wyatt Walker, a senior. He'll set up now to the left side of the quarterback. Now move back in motion to the right side. Shotgun set, 3 receivers left. He takes a snap. He's going to run off the right side. Hit in the backfield, stacked up, and there he comes, Jake Copeland. A big hit for a loss. First contact there made by number 18, Edgar. Edgar popped through, slowed down the running back, Wyatt, and Jake Copeland there to finish the job, and that's going to stop Rosebud on their 3rd down attempt. That's going to bring up a loss there, Sterling, about a 4-yard loss.
Yeah, and Jake Copeland is one of those guys that on your team, you don't even have to get the full tackle. If you slow him up enough, Jake Copeland's going to be everywhere chasing that ball, making sure he gets that stop.
Rosebud back in shotgun. They're going to punt. Punt is off into the wind. Wobbly bounces about the 48 of Jarrell. Gets a kind roll for the Rosebud Cougars down to about the 37-yard line. So the Cougars will take over. A first 3 and out to start the ball game. A good job by the defense stepping up right there quickly, not letting any advantage get taken by Rosebud. They got that almost at a short 3rd down. And Joey Copeland with that tackle for a loss there sets up the punt. And now the Cougars will go to work on the offensive end.
Yes, sir. That was definitely a much-needed first 3 and out to start off that game.
So now Jarrell will set up at their own 38-yard line with 10 minutes and 1 second remaining in the first quarter. 1st and 10. Aaron Rodriguez. Nope, it looks like it's going to be Edgar at the quarterback spot. In motion. Nope, it is Rodriguez. Hands it off to Schomburger on a sweep around. He's outside the numbers. He's down the sidelines. Down past the 20, 15, 10, 5, and into the end zone. Schomburger, a long run. But unfortunately, there's a flag here on the near side about the 41-yard line. We'll see what this brings up. It looks like it's going to come back for Jarrell. What a great play. Rodriguez fakes the handoff to the near side. Schomburger doing a sweep around to the right side, gets it and takes it to the house, but it looks like they're going to bring it back. Illegal shift is called on the Cougars, so Jarrell will not get the touchdown. What a great play to start the game there, Sterling. Something we haven't seen all year.
Yes, sir. Despite that penalty, you love seeing that hidden ball really well. Give it to Schomburger. You see him run around, see that opening, and cut straight up the field and not looking back.
It was a great play by Schomburger. Used his speed, got him in that open field, and no one was catching him. Had blockers down the field. That was impressive. You saw just a pack of Cougars from Jarrell just leading the way for Schomburger. He makes one cut about the 7 and gets in the end zone. But all for naught now. That'll bring it back 5 yards and bring the Cougars back to 1st and 15 now. They'll be at their own 32-yard line. Rodriguez takes a snap. Quick pass to the left, off to Schomburger. Hauls it in about the 37, back to the original line of scrimmage, but he can't stay on his feet. Made a good job there of laying out and catching the ball to get that 5 yards back, so it'll bring up 2nd and 10 for your Jarrell Cougars. 2 receivers set right now on the left and 2 receivers set on the right for the Cougars. Tonight we're going to go by Rosebud and the Cougars. The Cougars are Jarrell. And so we will be the Cougars. 3 receivers now right, 1 left. Schomburger lone receiver left. Rodriguez takes a snap, sticks it in the belly of Warren, lets him go out to the right side hashes, keeps up the middle, and he gets stacked up finally all across the 45 to the 48 and make it down the 50, right about mid-build on the near side. The far side line judge has him set about the 49, so we'll see where they spot it here. It's going to bring up a short 3rd down. It's going to be at the 49-yard line of Jarrell, so that's going to bring up a 3rd and 4. 44-yard line, I'm sorry. I saw the state of Texas cut out there. We're at the 44-yard line. So good run by Warren right there, though. Short 3rd down, 3rd and 3 for the Cougars. Shotgun to Rodriguez. He sets it off to Warren. Up the middle, now to the left side. Outside the hash marks to the numbers, to the 40, 35, 30. Got a block from Schomburger. Down the sideline, 20, 15, 10, 5. And Warren is in for the touchdown. A nice 56-yard run for a touchdown. And the Cougars put it on quick. They come back after losing the touchdown by Schomburger on the penalty. And Warren does the job. What a 56-yard run by Warren. Up the middle, Sterling cracks out to the left side of the hash marks, out to the numbers, hits the sideline, and turns on the afterburners, and no one can catch him.
And you could definitely tell the run right before, Warren has come out with the same mindset, same energy as he did in the second half of last game. He's wanting his number to be called on. He wants to put this team on his back and help him to another win, and you could definitely see that on that touchdown run right there.
Great job by Warren. Now we're going to have the extra point kick. Jesus Perez lines up, snap up, down, and the kick is up and good. And so your Cougars lead it 7-0 over Rosebud here early in the first half. 8 minutes, 29 seconds left on the clock in the first period, and the Cougars lead Rosebud 7-0. We'll take a quick timeout, reset, be back for the kickoff here on SHN Sports. Welcome back to SHN Sports here in Jarrell, Texas, home of the Jarrell Cougars. We're at Cougar Field. The Jarrell Cougars lead Rosebud-Lott 7-0 early in the ballgame. 8 minutes, 29 seconds left on the clock. Jesus Perez tees it up, and another kick in and out of the end zone for a touchback. Great job there by Jesus Perez. That wind, I tell you what, we were walking up in here trying to get set up, and man, that wind is howling tonight. You can tell quite a difference. Here in Jarrell, that wind is blowing and getting a good wind, and Jesus Perez is taking advantage of that early, Sterling.
Yeah, and I definitely want to understand the coach's mindset for Rosebud is maybe stick to the running in this first quarter until they could get the wind behind their back and maybe help some of those throws out, because all we've seen are runs so far.
Yeah, exactly. You wonder if they're just going to ground attack while they have the wind in their face, turn it around the second quarter, and maybe take advantage of some passes. Good. It makes you wonder, because that wind is so brisk. The flags are just blowing straight sideways. Now Rosebud gets set at their 25. Shotgun snap to the quarterback. He cuts it up the middle now, up to the 30, past the 32, taken down about the 33. It'll be a gain of 8 for Rosebud, the quarterback on the keeper there, number 10, Reyna. Nice run. That'll bring up a 2nd and 2 now for Rosebud.
After last week, you definitely know that the Cougars are watching the ball a lot more and being able to pick up those quarterback runs. But there, you have so much movement, and you have great hidden ball right there. That's a good pickup on the first down.
Shotgun snap to Reyna. He goes around the right end, outside the hash marks to the numbers, and he's stacked up at the 35. A great hit there. See who came up and made that hit. Trying to track the number. It looked like 21, Crathers. He stepped in and hit the quarterback, Reyna, but right at the line of scrimmage. It'll be enough for a first down. So Rosebud moves the ball up. Now they're going to spot it about the 36-yard line. So a 1st and 10 on the run there by Reyna. Reyna, just a sophomore, running the offense. John Paul Reyna, number 10, at the quarterback slot. Just a sophomore for this Rosebud team. We got 2 receivers left, 2 right. Shotgun snap now for Reyna with a running back, Wyatt, off to his left. Shotgun to Reyna, quick hand off to Wyatt, up the middle. Now he tries to cut it left, and he gets it grabbed by the ankle. Brought down there quickly by number 25. Have to catch who that was. It looked like 25, may have been 23, Torres. Great tackle there. Short gain of 2 yards to the 38 for Rosebud. So it'll be 2nd and 8. And it was Torres on the tackle. Great job. He grabbed onto the leg and wasn't letting go and kept him to a 2-yard gain for Wyatt. Shotgun snap to Reyna. Quick handoff to Wyatt up the middle. He stacked up quickly there. It looked like Edgar got to hit it quickly again. And he brings him down after a gain of 1. Great job by Edgar stepping up from the linebacker slot and putting the hit on Wyatt, bringing him down. Correction, not Wyatt. That was a new running back there. That was going to be Hargrove. DeMonte Hargrove cut that one in, and he didn't get very far. 1-yard gain. That'll bring up a 3rd and 7 for Rosebud.
And you could definitely see that involuntary, what is the word? Hesitation. Being you have a wide open hole, you step up into it, and then all of a sudden you see blue all around you. That was a good stop by the Cougar defense. All
right, with 6 minutes, 12 seconds left in the first half, Rosebud is going to use their first timeout here in the Georgetown Jewelry first quarter. SHN Sports proudly sponsored by Georgetown Jewelry here in the first quarter of the ball game. 6 minutes, 12 seconds left in the first quarter. Jarrell leads Rosebud-Lott 7-0 on a 56-yard run by Derek Warren. Did a great job up the middle, got to the outside the numbers, and once he hit the sidelines, just opened it up all the way to the end zone to give Jarrell their only score of the night on their first possession. Rosebud now has the ball for the second time. The first time is a 3-and-out. That drive ended on a 4-yard tackle for a loss by Jake Copeland, and it stopped Rosebud quickly. Now Rosebud on the second possession, they picked up their first down of the game, but now they got a long 3rd down, 3rd and 7 from their own 39-yard line. Coach Raphael Williams uses his first timeout, and we'll keep track of the timeouts after last week. Thought Riesel got away with an extra timeout. So they'll come back up. 3 receivers left, 1 right. Reyna in the shotgun with the running back off to his left. Comes up. Looks like he calls an audible. He backs up about 5 yards deep. He'll take the snap off to the left side. He's going to keep it. And he balls out. Pummel on the ground. Nice hit. Looked like Crathers or Torres popped the quarterback, Reyna. Ball comes popping out, but they could not cover it. Rosebud gets back on it. And it's going to be a loss of, looks like a loss of 3. That'll bring up 4th and 10 now. What a great hit. I could not see the exact number. They piled up once he hit that hit. It looked like the helmet hit the ball, Sterling. A great job there for causing the fumble. Rosebud gets on it. Looks like they're back in punt formation again from their own 36-yard line. 4th and 10. And the punt is off. End over end. It goes into the air and then just knocks it straight down the wind. A nice bounce, but then it backs up, and Rosebud's going to let it roll, and it's helping Jarrell out. They're finally going to kill the ball at the 50-yard line, right at the midfield stripe. Sterling, the ball landed, and it took 1 hop for Rosebud about to the 42-yard line, and then it backed up like a beautiful pitch and wedge into the green, and it just backspun all the way to the 50, and Rosebud let it roll. So the Jarrell Cougars start off with great field position.
Yeah, that was definitely a mental mistake right there. You just see this ball start rolling towards you. They step back a little bit, and you finally see one of the more experienced teammates come over and pick it up and kind of have like a little chat with number 22 to let him know, like, next time when it's coming towards you, just pick it up.
Jarrell starts off. It's going to be a sweep now. No, Aaron Rodriguez pulls it back out, keeps it outside the hash marks to the numbers. He's going to get a gain of about 8 yards off to the right side, to the far side of the field. Great run by Rodriguez. He put it in the belly of number 5. I believe it was C.J. Allen. Pulls it out, and he uses his speed. Oh, Aaron Rodriguez had a great second half, Sterling, last week against Riesel, and just lit it up. 3 touchdown passes, some running. Did a great job. And he steps up early here, does a great job of pulling the ball out and keeping it. So it brings up a 2nd and 2 for the Cougars at the Rosebud 42-yard line. 3 receivers left. Rodriguez steps back, quick fire to the right side, into the arms of the receiver right at the 35-yard line. It's enough for a Jarrell Cougar first down. It looks like he got it to. Can't see who's all the way over there. Looks like number 10, Christopher Pursley, made the catch on the right side, the lone receiver. A great pass by Rodriguez.
Yeah, and you could definitely tell in that second half last week against Riesel, he definitely put the team on his back, and he fed them that energy that they needed to come back and win that game, and you could definitely see that.
Rodriguez takes a snap, shotgun snap, hands it to Warren. Warren in and out of traffic on the right side. Flag coming in as he cuts it back all the way across the field, down past the 20 to the 15, taken down. But it looks like another costly penalty on the Cougars, maybe a hold on that run. Warren just working his magic. Hard to bring that young man down. He does a great job of weaving in and out of traffic, breaking tackles. He was hit behind the line, breaks free of that tackle, and works from the far side of the field all the way across to the near side numbers. But it is going to be a penalty on Jarrell. That's going to bring it back. Looks like it'll be close to a first down and a spot hold. We'll see where they mark it here. What a great run again by Warren. Man, he is just elusive and hard to bring down, and he showed it there as he dodged a couple of tackles for a loss. Breaks free and a long run, but all for naught here as it's going to come back to the 45-yard line. So it's going to reset first down. It'll be 1st and 15 now.
Yeah, most definitely. You see Warren, he gets that ball. His feet aren't stopping until you get a couple people on top of him to bring him down. If I'm Warren, I tell him, give me the ball back and let me work my magic.
3 receivers right, 1 left for the Cougars. Rodriguez in the shotgun snap. 3-4 step drop. Now he steps up in the pocket. Pressure on all around him, and he's going to go down. Rodriguez is going to be sacked back at the 46-yard line. All the receivers were covered. Downfield coverage by the Rosebud-Lott Cougars was spot on. Rodriguez just could not find anybody, but a penalty flag now on the far side. Looks like about the 40-yard line. So we'll see what the call is here, but Rodriguez just got bunched up. The defensive line did a great job of bottling him up. So here comes it's going to be another hold on the Cougars. That's going to back them up 10 more yards. Looks like we got offsetting penalties. So we had offsides on the Rosebud-Lott Cougars, a holding on the Jarrell Cougars, and so those penalties will offset. It'll be 1st and 15 again now for the Cougars. So a lucky break there as Rodriguez avoids the sack now on the stats because of the penalties offsetting. So 1st and 15. Compton in motion. He'll take the jet sweep around to the right side of the numbers. He's got somebody leading him on the far side. He gets tripped up about the 30. A nice gain of 10 yards there. Or 5 yards, I'm sorry, on 10 yards from the 40 to the 30 by Compton. Jasper Compton on that jet sweep. That's the second one already this week. We haven't seen one at all this year. And a great play there for 10. Make it 11 yards now, down to the 29-yard line of Rosebud. Rodriguez takes a snap, puts it in the belly of Warren. He comes to the left side, now cuts it back at the hash marks. Out to the numbers, back to the sideline. He's around the corner. No one's going to catch him. 10-5. Touchdown. Derek Warren, the Jarrell Cougars on the board again. They lead at 13-0 now with the impending extra point attempt. 3 minutes, 8 seconds left in the first quarter. And there's Warren working that magic. Man, what a great cut there about the hash marks. had a guy coming after him. He stops and cuts it back, and Sterling, it's all pay dirt from there for Warren.
Yeah, once again, Warren, he's elusive with those legs, and he's not stopping until you make him stop. And you see that once again with another big run.
So Warren, with his second touchdown of the night, gives Jarrell the 13-0 lead. The extra point is no good, so that's...
It looked like they went for a 2-point conversion there, and the defense was not fooled at all.
And the Jarrell runs a weird formation, and they'll start in it, and sometimes they'll go for 2 from it. Sometimes then they'll shift over and get into the extra point kick. And that time they go for the 2, and Rosebud sniffed that out. Last week, a couple of times Jarrell went for it, and Riesel couldn't stop it. And so you got to go back to it, try it. You got so many weapons with Edgar and Rodriguez and Warren and Torres and Schomburger now and Allen on the jet sweeps. You got so many different weapons for Jarrell that can handle that ball there in that short distance. But this time it's to no avail. So the Cougars lead at 13-0 here in the first quarter. 3 minutes, 8 seconds left. Jesus Perez tees it up at the 40-yard line. He'll kick off again from the south end of the stadium. Rosebud's got 3 players deep, all about the 5-yard line. One player down on a knee, holding the ball on the tee for Perez with this win. Perez approaches. He's going to kick it. This time he's going to kick it end over end, but short. It's going to bounce about the 12 over the head, and now it's going to go back all the way in the end zone, covered by Rosebud. As he dives on the ball, it's a live ball. What a great job there. Sterling Perez just pooched it over, and they let it hit. And boy, it took a Jarrell bounce, and Jarrell almost got the ball and scored, but Rosebud will start with another touchback.
Yeah, and going back to that 2-point conversion play, that's a questionable decision by the coaches. I mean, you have the win to your back. You haven't missed a field goal yet, and your kicker looks like he's pretty warm. I say just put that extra point up on the board, make it 14, and not let the score come down to it, and it's close where you wish you would have just kicked the field goal instead of going for that 2-point conversion and missing.
And one thing there, maybe all in preparation for district play. District play starts next week. Lago Vista comes in. First district game is at home next week here in Jarrell at Cougar Stadium. 7:30 p.m. kickoff here. It will be carried here live on SHN Sports. And so it makes you wonder. You take advantage of the win, work on the 2 points into the win. You just never know. Rosebud, new quarterback, number 2 at the helm. He hands off quickly to his running back to the left. He gets back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. No gain on the play. It'll bring up second down for Rosebud. The quarterback, number 2 now, Jordan Watson, running the offense for the Rosebud-Lott Cougars. Looks like they're going to set up now. 2 receivers left, 2 receivers right. Wyatt, the running back, number 44 in the backfield with number 2, Jordan Watson at quarterback for the Cougars of Rosebud. He's in the shotgun now with 3 receivers right, 1 left for the Rosebud Cougars. Watson takes a snap, puts it in the belly of Wyatt. Back to the 25, breaks a tackle up to the 24, stacked up there. And now he's going to fall forward to about the 31-yard line, a gain of 6. What a battle there by Wyatt. He got stacked up but just kept moving his legs and got the pile pushed forward. That's going to get him a gain of 6, bring up a 3rd and 4 for Rosebud. Another 3rd down here. And yes. Now, is that 2 or 12 at quarterback?
It looks to me like 2. It's kind of hard to tell whether they're big numbers or small. They're so close together from up here.
We're going to go with 2. Jordan Watson, I believe, is the quarterback for Rosebud. He's in a shotgun. 2 left, 2 right. Slot receiver left. Goes in motion to the right. Watson takes a handoff. Hands it to Wyatt. He's hit quickly there by Copeland. And number 75, I believe it is, another big guy on the defensive line. Makes a nice hit. And brings him down. Wyatt only gets 1 yard there. So it'll bring up 4th and 3.
That's what you love to see on the defensive side of the ball. With the speed that Copeland has, not giving them the chance to set that play up and let the offensive line help work, make those holes. He gets in there, plugs it up, and prevents the play from happening.
4th down and 3 for Rosebud. They'll back up now. Watson's going to punt again, high in the air, end over end, and it gets knocked down by the wind. tries to field it in the backfield, and they fumble it, but it's got to be recovered by Jarrell at the midfield stripe one more time. Warren tried to field it. That wind is blowing so hard. Warren set up for it, ready to catch it, and the ball came up short off his hands, but he did a great job of recovering. And Jarrell will start again on the midfield stripe.
Yeah, and on that one, I say you got to understand how to play the wind, but with the wind as it is so hard to tell. It looked like it stayed up there for a little bit and then just started cutting hard back towards the midfield.
And so Jarrell will come back out. Aaron Rodriguez at the quarterback. He's going to have two receivers right, one left. He'll take the shotgun, two-step drop. Schomburger, in and out of his hands, about the 44-yard line of Rosebud, and incomplete pass. Nice quick pass there by Rodriguez. I think about a two-step drop, maybe one step. He immediately fired to Schomburger, but incomplete. And that'll bring up 2nd and 10 now for the Cougars at the midfield stripe. 49 seconds left here in the first quarter. 13-0. Jarrell leads Rosebud-Lott. Aaron Rodriguez at the quarterback. Two receivers left, two right. Running back off to his left side, Warren. Now a 3 or 4 step drop. Rodriguez is going to go long. He heaves it up there into the open arms of Crothers, and he runs it in. It's a 50-yard touchdown strike for the Jarrell Cougar touchdown. What a job by Rodriguez. Kind of a slow developing play. He took 2 or 3 steps, and then all of a sudden he gets back quicker, 4 or 5, and just lays it up, and Crothers ran under it, hit him in stride, 50-yard touchdown for the Cougars, and that pushes us to a 19-0 lead. Here we are in the weird formation. Now they're going to pull it into motion. They're all going to shift over. It looks like we're going to go for the extra point kick here. Jesus Perez in. Edgar, the backup quarterback, is going to be the holder. Jarrell lining up. Snap is back, down, and the kick is up. And Perez knocks it through, and that's a 20-0 lead here in the first quarter of homecoming. Jarrell, Texas. What a night of high school football, Sterling. The temperature and the weather felt great coming in. And what do you ask for more on homecoming than a nice opening quarter, a 20-0 lead with 38 seconds left, and your defense is not given an inch.
That is definitely something you love to see. And going back to that play, as much as you love to see that pitch and catch, you got to give props to that offensive line there. They held that pocket solid and gave Rodriguez in the play enough time to settle in and develop in order to get that 50-yard pass. And, I mean, it was all around gorgeous play.
It was a great job of the offensive line. Rodriguez, only one play has he been close to being he got sacked there, but then the offsetting penalties kind of canceled that one. But it was a great job there by the offensive line. That pocket was just perfect for Rodriguez. Plenty of time and for the play to develop, for Crothers to get his out in the open. And he got behind that receiver, and Rodriguez just laid it into his arms perfect. You couldn't hit him any more in stride. Crothers catches it, runs it in the last 20 yards. So great play there. Rodriguez to Crothers. Perez is going to line it back up, kick it off one more time here in the first quarter for the Cougars. He's going to pooch it off to the near side again. It's going to bounce about the 13-yard line. It's going to go all the way into the end zone and out the back. I tell you what, this wind is just crazy. Perez puts that about the 15-yard line, and the wind just gives it everything it's got, right past the defensive player for Rosebud, the receiving player, and all the way to the back of the end zone. And another touchback for the Cougars. And so Rosebud will start the first quarter. They'll start 38 seconds left on this drive at their own 25 again. Consistency in the quarter for your Cougars. Their field position has so far been their own 37, midfield, and midfield. And Rosebud, this is their fourth possession, and every one of them has started from their own 25-yard line. So a great job. He gives your defense that cushion. They've got lots of field to protect, but they've got the pressure on Rosebud to get out of their own end. Now Rosebud back in the shotgun. Slot receiver right, goes in motion left. Watson hands off to Wyatt. Up the middle. He's going to break a tackle, get up past the 30-yard line to about the 31. And that'll be a gain of about 5 or 6 yards. We'll see where they spot him here. Nice little run by Wyatt. He's hard to see. He's a little shorter. He gets behind those offensive linemen, tucks in there, and he's just churning his legs and gets up 6 yards. It looks like they're going to give him. So it's going to be 2nd and 4 for Rosebud. 13 seconds on the clock and run it. It looks like they're just going to let the clock run out. Watson at quarterback again, number 2 for Rosebud. He stepped in the third series. And they're just going to let the clock die here. So at the end of the first quarter, 20-0. What a great start for your Jarrell Cougars on homecoming night here of Jarrell, Texas. What a beautiful night for high school football, and a great job by the offense. The defense did their job. They're putting numbers on the board, and the defense says, you do yours, we got you. And they have not given Rosebud only one first down in the quarter for Rosebud. So a great job by the defense of doing their job. So we'll take a quick timeout, sir. Come back here in just a second for the second quarter. Second quarter is going to be brought to you by Rob Hip Insurance here on SHN Sports. Welcome back to SHN Sports coverage of Jarrell Cougar football. Second quarter here. Starting off, Rosebud now, south to north. They're going right to left on your radio dial. They have the ball second and fourth from their own 31-yard line. Watson takes a shotgun snap, sticks in the belly of Wyatt up the middle. Hit quickly there at the 30-yard line. It's going to be a loss of one, and let's see who that was. Number 50, Josh Baye. What a great job. Works through the line, makes the hit. Wyatt takes him down for a loss of one. That'll bring up 3rd and 5 now for Rosebud.
I want to go back to that consistency that you're talking about, defense and offensively. Defensively, you get that consistency of the same starting field position. It definitely wears on the offense knowing, well, we're going back to the 25-yard line.
3 receivers left, 1 right. Watson takes a shotgun snap. He's going to pass. Quick pass off to the 30-yard line. Caught, but quickly hit there and taken down after a gain of 2. Quickly hit by Warren. Warren doing work on the defensive side of the ball, and he's going to stop the receiver 3 yards short. And so it'll bring up another 4th down. The ball spotted at the 33-yard line. So 4th and 2 now. Correction, sorry about that. 4th and 2 now for Rosebud. They have the win. That was their first pass of the night. And so we'll see what they do here on 4th down. Watson at quarterback. He's got 2 receivers left, 2 right. Wyatt set to his right side. Watson's going to back up 3 more yards into his little punt formation. He's going to let it fly, and this time he's got the win. It's going to hit about the 29-yard line of Jarrell and take a Rosebud bounce down to the 11-yard line, and quickly Rosebud finds out the advantages of that win as they just knock a nice punt there by Watson, and he'll pin Jarrell back at their own 11-yard line for their next possession. It'll be their 4th possession of the ball game, first of the second quarter. 10 minutes, 30 seconds left here in the first half. Jarrell leads 20-0. 2 nice runs by Warren for touchdowns and a nice 50-yard pass and catch from Rodriguez to Crathers is what we have. 2 extra point kicks by Jesus Perez were good, and a 2-point conversion sniffed out by the Rosebud-Lott Cougars to put us at 20-0. But it goes 1st and 10. Aaron Rodriguez, the quarterback for your Jarrell Cougars, comes back out. Warren will be the running back, and we'll have 3 receivers to start off this possession. 3 receivers left, 1 receiver right. Quick pass out to the side. Schomburger fields it about the 15. He fights and fights and fights, but he's going to be stopped about the 16-yard line. A gain of 5 for the Cougars. Somebody got a hold of that jersey and wasn't letting go. Did a good job there of holding on, not letting Schomburger get away. Not sure he would have been caught if he gets away from that tackle.
Nah, and that's good pressure by the defense right there. You grab whatever you can and hold on for dear life. As long as it's not a face mask, I mean, you're doing your job and keeping him from getting those extra yards.
1 receiver left now. 2 receivers right. A little slot back and goes in motion here. Rodriguez takes it back now. He'll go on a sweep to the right side up to the 10. Now he's just going to tuck it and run. Rodriguez past the 20, 25, and he's upended there about the 25, 26-yard line. And nice tackle by number 10, John Paul Reyna of Rosebud-Lott. Great job of keeping Rodriguez at bay. Otherwise, he had a lot of room up the sidelines here on the near side. But it's going to be a 1st and 10 for your Cougars at the 26-yard line. Nice little designed run there, I think, on that little sweep by Rodriguez. He looks like he's going to pass, and then he tucks it and uses his speed. Brings up a 1st and 10 at the 26. Man in motion to the left, 2 receivers left. Rodriguez, quick pass out to the right, into the arms of number 10, Christopher Pursley, with his second catch of the ball game. And he's going to get about a gain of 5. It looks like he's at the 31-yard lines where they're going to spot it, which is going to be a gain of 5. That'll bring up 2nd and 5 for the Cougars. Pursley, 2 quick catches, doing a great job looking the ball in and holding it through that hit. He got hit right away.
Yeah, he's definitely doing a good job of making sure he catches that before he turns upfield to run and holding on to it and getting the yards that he can. Rodriguez
fakes handoff to Warren, swings it out to the right side on a little wide receiver screen to Pursley again. Crathers blocking for him. It's going to be a completion, but only for a gain of, it looks like, 1 yard. And so that'll bring up 3rd and 4 for your Cougars at their own 32-yard line. Rosebud defensive backs there did a great job of not letting that one break away on that wide receiver screen. And so it brings up a 3rd down now. 3rd and 4 for the Cougars at their own 32-yard line. 3 receivers left, 1 right. Pursley, the lone setback or wide receiver to the right. Warren offset to the right of Rodriguez. He's going to snap back. He's going to throw it up deep, and it's up and over the head. Overthrows Schomburger about the 42-yard line of Rosebud for an incompletion. That's going to bring up 4th and 4 for the Cougars. Their first time to face a 4th down. And it looks like the punt team's going to come on as several Cougars swapping places there on the field. So it appears Jarrell's going to punt from their own 32-yard line. First time they are not going to score tonight, so it had to break at some point. And did that throw get affected by the wind? Did he put a little more into it, expecting more resistance, and the wind not knock it down? The flags are starting to waver a little bit. Not as strong of a wind, looks like it up here. So the Cougars will punt now with 9:14 on the clock. It's a fake punt. The punter grabs it in. He's going to get outside the 30, 35, up to the sideline. Where do they spot him? And now the discussion begins by the near side line judge. He's going to put the ball down at the 35-yard line. It's going to be about 1 yard short, so the fake punt doesn't work. Almost first down on that one. A trick play right out of the bag. But it's going to give Rosebud great position, Sterling. They're going to get a 1st and 10 from the 35 of Jarrell and see what they can do with it. They've got the wind. They've got the ball, the momentum. They'll see what the Cougar defense can do to make another stand.
Yeah, that was definitely a great confidence booster. Noticing that, all right, now we have the win against our backs. We can definitely stop this team now, and let's see how that translates over into the offensive side.
Rosebud takes over with 9 minutes, 7 seconds left in the half at the 35 of Jarrell. And now we're going to get a whistle, and it's going to be a timeout, the second timeout of the half for Rosebud. Coach Williams calls his second timeout at 9:07 remaining in the second quarter. He'll have 1 left. Jarrell has not used a timeout yet. Rob Hibb Insurance brings you the second quarter here in Jarrell, Texas of Jarrell Cougar football. And we appreciate Rob and his work with SHN and in the insurance business, and we appreciate his sponsorship tonight of Jarrell Cougar football. We'll take a quick break. Be back here in just a minute on SHN Sports. All right, back quickly here in Jarrell, Texas to Cougar Stadium. Rosebud-Lott takes over. 1st and 10 from the Jarrell 35. 9 minutes, 7 seconds left in the first half. Watson, the quarterback, stakes it in the belly of Wyatt. No, correction, that's number 4. Hargrove now the running back. He takes it outside the near side hash marks out to about the numbers, and he's tackled after a gain of 4. It'll bring up 2nd and 6. Gets down to the 31 of Jarrell. So a lot of backfield changes coming for Rosebud, and now here comes Wyatt back in the game. Hargrove out. And now the quarterback is back to number 10, John Paul Reyna. He's back in at the helmet quarterback. Watson moves out to the far side, Sterling at receiver. So Rosebud's going to bring 3 receivers left, 1 receiver right. Watson, the lone receiver to the right side. Wyatt set left of the quarterback, John Paul Reyna, in the shotgun snap. He stands about the 36. Ball to Reyna. He's going to take it off the outside, the left side, outside the numbers, and taken down at the 30-yard line inbounds. Nice tackle pursuit there for the Cougars. And that's going to bring up a 3rd and 5 for Rosebud at the 30-yard line of Jarrell. Almost looked kind of off-tempo there. Reyna looked like he wanted to hand it to Wyatt, and Wyatt was already gone. And Reyna tucked it and took it off to the left for a gain of 1. And that'll bring up 3rd and 5. Now Watson back in. So Watson and Reyna flip-flopping at receiver and quarterback, Sterling. So now Watson at the backfield with 3 receivers right, 1 left, Wyatt to his right. He's going to back up, throw it out to the outside. The ball's batted down at the line by number 65, Brenham Wilson. What a great job there. Knocks down the pass. It looked like he had an open receiver about the first down marker, and Wilson gets a paw up and knocks it down. That's going to bring up 4th and 5 for Rosebud. And now the decision comes. You have the wind. You have the close in. Do you take a chance at a field goal? Do you go for 4th? And here comes the next stand. The pressure is now on the defense again. Can you make a stand and get the ball back for your offense? Watson takes it. He's going to pass to the left side. Wide open and overthrows his receiver, number 22, Zachary Buell. He got past the defensive back of Jarrell, but overthrown by Watson, and that's a turnover on downs. Key play right there. They go for it on 4th and 5 at the 30-yard line of Jarrell, and no good. If he hits Buell, that's a touchdown. He got behind the defensive back, changes the ball game, and instead now Jarrell takes over at their own 30.
And I feel like some of that has to do with the pressure that the Cougar defense has put on the offense that all night. I mean, you get the fake, then you get a little antsy with it because it actually worked. And you just put a little too much oomph on it.
Rodriguez at the helm again for the Cougars. He'll take the snap. Quick pass out to the right to Pursley. It looked like he was going to pull up the hook and ladder to Warren. Warren coming around the right side. But the defensive back wrapped up Pursley. Took him to the ground for no gain. Great job by the defensive back there. Warren, I don't know if you saw him, Sterling, came out from like a sweep, getting ready as Pursley caught it and turned. And the defensive back did a great job of just wrapping up, and Pursley couldn't get the ball out, gets taken down for no gain. And that'll bring up 2nd and 10 now for the Cougars. 3 receivers right, 1 left. Rodriguez now is going to move 1 man to his left side, C.J. Allen. He's going to hand it to Warren. Delayed handoff up the middle. Warren breaks the tackle, pops to the outside to the left side, hashes up the middle. And now he keeps driving past the 40, 45, and taken down about the 49-yard line. Another great run there by Warren. And it's a first down for your Cougars at the 49-yard line.
And once again, there's Warren keeping those legs moving. You think he gets stopped 5 yards short of the first down. You see him spin around and keep those legs pumping and gets out to about the 49-yard line. That's a great run. Nice little
19-yard run for a first down. 6 minutes, 34 seconds and counting on the game clock here in the first half. 20-0. The Jarrell Cougars lead Rosebud-Lott. Driving the ball, and the final timeout of the half is going to come from Rosebud here. Coach Williams is going to call a timeout with 6:27 left in the first half, and so now he'll be out of timeouts for the first half. And Jarrell gets a break here. Jarrell's that tempo. They don't go to a huddle. They take their time getting a play, but not too long, and they're not letting a lot of time come off that play clock. Rodriguez gets it. The players are set, and they put that pressure on that defense, and I tell you what, it can wear you out. We saw that last week, if you remember, Sterling. Riesel was playing well and dominating in the first half, and you saw their legs just give out. McClintock was playing both sides of the ball, and he just wore out. And this offense just comes after you, constantly pounding away, and the defense just can't keep up.
And that's something called stamina right there. A lot of teams don't practice it. They're more focused on the hard-hitting, fast plays, breakaways, but the stamina that the Jarrell Cougars have is they'll wear you down. They're playing the long game. It's not a sprint. It's a marathon.
It is a marathon. I tell you what, but Coach Williams doing a good job there. Take that time out. Try to give an advantage to your defense to kind of get reset, get gathered up, because this is a big possession. Jarrell scores again here. We're up 26, 27 points at halftime, and we get the ball to start the second half. Rodriguez gets the ball in the shotgun. He's going to stick it in the belly of Warren. He sweeps out the right side past the hash marks, out towards the numbers. He gets a block from Pursley on the outside, stops, cuts back inside the numbers, and now he's bottled up, and he keeps pounding, and they keep pushing the balls out about the 28, and now it's picked up on the run by number 24. Charles Guerra gets a nice gift from his teammate Warren. The pack, it was about 10 or 12 players all in that pack, and all of a sudden the ball squirts out, and the 28-yard line, Guerra scoops it up, and he rumbles for a touchdown. Touchdown, Jarrell Cougars. What a crazy play.
I'm speechless, honestly. Like, that's something you don't really see that often. You just see a bunch of bottled up players. You see the ball squirt out. You got to pick it up and run into the end zone.
Jarrell goes for the 2-point conversion. They hand it off to Compton as he cuts across from the right to the left side. Takes a handoff from Edgar, and he's bottled up at the 1-yard line. So the 2-point conversion's no good. So your Cougars lead at 26-0, 6:09 left in the first half. I tell you what, you can't say anything but right place at the right time for Guerra, and you hate to see that for Warren. He's having a fantastic game. The run from the 49-yard line gets down to the 28, and all of a sudden, I mean, just a pack of people. And I give credit to Rosebud. They're trying to get that ball out as the pile keeps moving, and all of a sudden they get it. And so once they get the ball out, unfortunately, Guerra's there to scoop it up and help the Cougars. So all in all, 51-yard touchdown. Runs, how do you call that one? You had a run from Warren from the 51 to the 28, and then a run from the 28 to the end zone by Guerra. But nonetheless, it's another Cougar touchdown.
And I feel like that was much needed for Warren for that to happen, to realize not everything can be handed onto your back, and you carry that team the whole way. You're gonna have to do it as a family, as a full squad. And I mean, yeah, unfortunately he fumbled, but luckily his teammate was right behind him and picked it up and took it the rest of the way for him.
And it makes it, I tell you what, that's the first time Warren's put the ball on the deck all season long. So now it's going to be a challenge. Hey, I've got to wrap up a little tighter. He is a free runner. He doesn't get hit a lot. Tackles are not big hits on Warren because he's so hard to catch. And so, yeah, a great learning curve that doesn't hurt you. You got the fumble, but your teammate got your back. Kickoff here from Jesus Perez into the wind. It's got to be fielded at the far side at the 11-yard line. Now he cuts to the 20. Gets hit hard, but he stays on his feet. Back to the 15, 14. Now he's bottled up. More Cougars catch him about the 12. What a hit. The kick returner, but the ball's out. Now Jarrell Cougars holding it, but nonetheless, they're going to blow that one dead. But what a pop by the Cougar from Jarrell, and the receiver stayed on his feet. Unfortunately, he didn't gain any more yards, and he held onto the ball. But a good hit there by the Cougars. He's going to stop Rosebud back behind their own 20.
I mean, that's a great way to keep your feet running. The hit came out of nowhere. Just out around the corner and get popped. He's a little dazed and confused. He's running around, but unfortunately, he gets stopped a little further back than he wanted. But that was a great hit to start that kick return off.
Watson gets the shotgun snap, hands it off to Hargrave. He comes around the left side in between the numbers, takes it up the middle, and he's hit quickly. It looks like a gain of 2 up to the 19-yard line. Someone grabbed the ball there and tried to take down the runner. Finally got him. But it's going to be a 2-yard gain for Rosebud. 2nd and 8 now from their own 19-yard line. 5 minutes, 30 seconds left here in the first half. Who was that on the play? Did you see the tackle?
That was Brenham Wilson.
Brenham Wilson again. 3 receivers left, one receiver right. Running back offset to the left from Watson. He'll step back quick down the right side, and it's overthrown. The wind carried that one, and now a very late flag from the back judge. He's about the 40. He's a flag to about the 48 of Rosebud. That was a late flag, and now he's going to move it all the way up to about the 39. Looks like I'm assuming he's going to call either holding or pass interference on Jarrell. But that ball overthrown by Watson by 3 or 4 yards, not going to be caught. And that's what Coach Amos Davidson's waving here on the sideline, Sterling. That ball's not catchable.
Yeah, I mean, and the most it looked like he did was put his arm across his chest, but he was running with him. He wasn't slowing him up. He wasn't, stopping him at all. He was running with him with his hands out. I mean, that's kind of a questionable call right there. And
they do call pass interference on the defense. It's a 15-yard penalty. So that's going to move the ball up to the 34-yard line of Rosebud, give them a first down with 5:17 left in the half. So they'll have the ball at the 34-yard line. 15-yard penalty there on Jarrell. Watson in the shotgun. He's going to take it, pitch quickly to Wyatt to the left side outside the hash marks, and he's hit quickly at the 35-yard line. Looked like a 24 there. Guerra put a big pop on Wyatt, and then he gets bottled up. They're going to give him the 36-yard line, but what a shot there by Guerra to kind of slow down the momentum of Wyatt for a gain of 2.
Yeah, you see those legs pumping. You see, it looks like he got around that corner. All of a sudden, there's that stop sign.
Guerra putting it up. I tell you what, 2 big plays. We mentioned that name quite a bit here. Guerra doing a great job, offensive and defensive. He's playing the right side, near side, cornerback. Watson in the shotgun. Wyatt off to his right. 3 receivers right, 1 left for Rosebud. Shotgun snap to Watson. He's going to hand it to Wyatt. He's off to the left side. He's going to hit quickly and drug down for a loss at the 35-yard line. That's a combination of Edgar and number 63, Anthony Gaddison. What a great job there. A tandem tackle. Those guys got in there quickly and shut Wyatt down for a loss of, it's going to be a loss of 1. Back to the 35-yard line. So it'll bring up 3rd and 9 now for Rosebud. At their own 35. 4 minutes on the second half clock, on the first half clock, second quarter clock, pardon me. 3 receivers right for Rosebud. 1 left. Number 22, the lone wide receiver to the left. Watson in the shotgun. He's going to take the snap. And now it's going to be blown dead before he can do anything. Flags come flying. It looks like it's going to be a false start on Rosebud. We'll wait for the call. If so, that's going to push Rosebud back to a 3rd and 14. And it is a false start on the offense. Back them up now to the 30-yard line. 3rd and 14 for Rosebud. Penalties costing them here. Jarrell, the beneficiary, though. They had the pass interference that gave them a first down, and the defense have done their job to back them back up. And so now it's back to the 30-yard line. Rosebud looks to the sideline, trying to get a play. Number 22 is going to be Zachary Buell. He's the lone wide receiver left. 3 receivers right for Rosebud. Shotgun. Watson, Wyatt off to his right. Shotgun snap. Looks like a blitz coming from the Cougars, and he'll bring in a delayed blitz. The pitch is out. It's batted down, and now it's a free ball, and he's being tracked and falls on it. What a great job by the defense. Number 65. Is that Brenham Wilson again? I believe it was Brenham Wilson that batted that down. I'm not going to say for certain, but he batted the pitch down to Wyatt, and luckily Rosebud gets on it, but a big loss there back to the 18-yard line. That's going to be a loss of 12, and that's going to bring up a long 4th down. The ball spotted at the 18-yard line. Rosebud has to get to the 49-yard line for a first down. You got to assume a punt with this wind is coming up. Watson, now he'll back up in the shotgun, and he's going to punt the ball away. Gets it off right at the 15-yard line. Fielded and dropped at the 45-yard line of Jarrell. Warren picks it back up. He breaks 2 tackles. Now he's across to the right side hash marks. Now to the number, stops, cuts back, and he's taken down just inside the 45 of Rosebud. Now make it the 44. What a lucky break there. The ball pops out off of the punt return. As soon as he catches it, he drops it, but he picks it up and breaks 2 quick tackles and gets some positive yards. Jarrell will have the ball to start. 2 minutes and 31 seconds, Sterling, on the 43-yard line of Rosebud.
That's some good self-control right there. Because dropping that punt, that's nerve-wracking. You're stressing. You're trying to pick up that ball. Warren calmed himself down, picks it up, and still turns it into a positive play.
2 receivers right, 2 receivers left for the Cougars. Rodriguez in the shotgun. Warren off to his left. He's going to take it. A delayed handoff to Warren. Out to the right side. And he breaks a tackle up past the 30, 25, 20, 15, 10, 5. Jarrell Cougar touchdown. Warren goes back to work immediately and drops a 43-yard touchdown run for the Cougars. And they're pouring it on, Sterling. 32-0. Cougars lead this one. Rosebud has a couple of players down now. 58 here on the near side. It's going to be Mr. Valdez. He's down on the 15-yard line on the near side here for Rosebud. He seems to be in pain. The training staff from Rosebud all the way across the field. The Jarrell trainer's out to check on him. But he is down 15-yard line. So we're going to take a quick break here. Check on the player. We'll be back here on SHN Sports. Welcome back to SHN Sports coverage of Jarrell Cougar football. Number 58, Adrian Valdez of the Rosebud-Lott Cougars. He's walking off with a considerable limp, but under his own power with the training staff across the full. Unfortunately, he's on the near side and had to walk all the way across to the far side. But the young man is up and moving, gets a hand, and the player's now waiting as he tries to get off the field. Obvious pain that he's in, Sterling, but what a play. I tell you what, Derek Warren has had a first half, and we'll look at it during the halftime. But some crazy numbers being put up tonight by Derek Warren. So the field goal team is on now. We'll try the extra point. Edgar puts the snap down. Perez gets it up and sidewinds it through for the extra point. And that's going to bring our score 33-0. The Cougars are pouring it on. And I tell you what a great job by Warren. You know what? He got past the fumble, like we said. Going to have to shake it off. Then the punt return, he catches it and drops it, but he picks it up and gets some yards. And then a one-play drive. 43-yard run from Warren for a touchdown. And I tell you what, it's just doing a great job tonight. This offense is just not being stopped. They're having a hard time getting a hold of Warren. At this point, do they pass anymore because they can't catch Warren, Schomburger on the sweep, Compton on the sweep, C.J. Allen. So many different weapons with speed on this team that Rosebud is just not able to track them down and get their hands on them. So
yeah, I can't say it any better than you have.
Jarrell will kick off again here with 2 minutes and 19 seconds left in the first half. Rosebud will have the ball at least one more time. What a quick possession there, Sterling. 2 minutes and 31 seconds they started, and 2 minutes and 19 they're going to kick it off after a one-yard play, or one play drive, the Warren TD run. Tell you what, the defense does the job in 3 timeouts. Coach Davidson could put another score on the end zone and the touch on the scoreboard before halftime. So Jarrell will tee it up from the 40, from the north end, kicking it off. Perez approaches and puts a foot in it. He drives it up and into the wind. It gets knocked down about the 18. Takes a back spin. The Cougars got a chance at the ball. The ball's up free, and it's going to be covered up. It actually hit one of the Cougars. He didn't notice, but Rosebud is going to fall on it at the 20-yard line. Coach Davidson throws his hands in the air like, guys, that was our ball. It's alive. Go get it. And unfortunately, Rosebud falls on it. But a great job there by Jesus Perez. I tell you what, that wind is just playing tricks out here. It is nuts. These flags going straight sideways tonight. What a change from the heat we've been playing in the last 3 weeks.
Yeah, and I feel like that was a big reason on that cramp we saw earlier in the game. Like, even though it feels good out here, that heat is still going to catch that body.
Now Rosebud will take back over, and we've seen that in every week. The heat is still out here. Tonight they just got the breeze to help try to cool it off just a little bit. Watson in the shotgun snap. Quick pass out to the left to Buell. Buell gets a hand on it, but he drops it incomplete. Wasn't able to get both hands on it as the pass kind of caught him as he turned. He hit it off his left hand, but incomplete. And that'll bring up 2nd and 10 now for the Rosebud-Lott Cougars from their own 20-yard line. 2 minutes, 12 seconds left in the second quarter.
If I'm the Cougars at this point, I'm thinking keep these incompletions going, keep stopping that clock. We still have 3 timeouts. Let's see if we could get in one more time before the half.
Watson takes a snap. He's going to hand it to, looks like Wyatt, but it may be Hargrove up the middle. He's hit quickly for a gain of 1. That'll bring up 3rd and 9. Trying to see who gets up off the ground. It's either 4 or 44. It's going to be number 4, Hargrove, the ball carrier there. But now the Cougars have a player down. No, he's just tying his shoe. Cool. No player injured. That's good. Martin Torres getting prepped again now. 3rd and 9. As many injuries as we've seen this year, a player goes down his knee to tie his shoe, you're hoping no one's hurt. And so now Rosebud's going to have the ball from their own 21-yard line. 3rd and 9. 2 receivers left, 2 receivers right. They're stacked up on both sides. A shotgun to Watson. He sticks it in the belly of Hargrove right up the middle, and he's hit quickly and drugged down at the 24-yard line. It's going to bring up a 4th down. Does Coach Davidson take a timeout, or does he let the clock run? 1 minute, 20 seconds on the clock. It's going to have to be snapped at least one more time by Rosebud, but it's on 4th down and 6 from the 24. So you would think they might try to punt it and at least get away from themselves. They got their last punt of the last possession when they punted, got it all the way down to the Jarrell 11. Now they may be trying to take a chance and just use that wind to their advantage. They're going to let the play clock roll down. 11 seconds left on the play clock. 53 seconds on the game clock. Watson in the shotgun. 3 receivers left. It's about normal shotgun stance. And now he'll back up about 2 or 3 yards, get the snap, and he's going to punt it away. Ball is high, end over end. Fielded and dropped at the 43-yard line. Now recovered at the 39 of Jarrell. That time Crathers unable to hold on to it. He gets it. It's spotted at the 40. He was able to fall on it. Tell you what, that's kind of scary. The last 3 punts, the Cougars haven't been able to field it clean and taking chances of giving that ball back to Rosebud. So they'll get one more chance here, Sterling. Like you said, 34 seconds. Do they air it out? Do they take chances? Do they run the clock out and go to the second half knowing they have the ball? We'll see what Coach Davidson does here.
Yeah, it definitely looks like someone's greased up those laces on the football. It looks like it's hard to hold on to out there.
So Jarrell's going to have it from their own 40-yard line. It is a slippery pigskin that they are trying to catch on punts. Make sure, are they switching balls in? That's 3 in a row. So Jarrell's got to work that. They're going to go into the formation here and just kneel it. So Rodriguez is going to take the shotgun. He's going to kneel down at the 35-yard line, and that'll run out the clock. The play clock resets, and that'll run it off the last 30 seconds of the first half. But what a first half it is. Homecoming 2019 is off to a grand start here in Jarrell, Texas. 33-0. Your Cougars lead the Rosebud-Lott Cougars. Not a very warm welcome from the hometown guest, but quite the whooping being put on early here in the ballgame. We're going to take a timeout here, go to halftime back in the studio here momentarily, and we'll be back for the second half here on SHN Sports.
Welcome back to the Georgetown Broadcast Studio. A lot of these games entering halftime. We're going to get you a Grand Endeavors scoreboard update in just a few moments. But before we do, just a reminder for everyone, if you just tuned in, Hutto's game is canceled and it would not be rescheduled due to the flooding and harsh conditions going on in southeast Texas. Georgetown is on their bye week. Eastview is on their bye week. So a couple of games still going on. We have the Jarrell game and the Leander game in the middle of halftime right now. But we'll keep you updated on all scores that we can throughout the area. And having said that, Grand Endeavor home score update, I'll pass it on to Justin.
Well, thanks, Steven. But you didn't even say hi to Seth back over there, who's been accompanying us the entire evening. I think people think there's only two people here.
No,
and normally there are just
at
two.
the beginning of the show, but you're right. We should
But there are three people here this evening. So
Seth Sparks back there. We appreciate him.
Yeah. Yeah, he's manning all the controls back there for us this evening, getting some much-needed experience. And talking about experience, has been a rough one for KD Cinco Ranch, at least this evening, as they enter the third quarter against Cedar Park here at Gumpton Stadium, not too far away from the Georgetown studios. 28-0. Timberwolves still lead as to get out of the half. These games all at halftime. You were listening to that game just a little while ago on SHN Sports. Is Cedar Ridge and Leander, where Cedar Ridge is currently winning 35-13. Westwood Vista Ridge has been a fun contest, 28-26. Warriors ahead of Vista Ridge. A&M Consolidated finally giving up 3 points to Rouse, but the Lions still leading plentifully, 28-3. St. Michael's and Houston the Village School, 16-13 in TAPS action. Over at St. Michael's. You have Vandergrift against Hendrickson. The Vipers able to come back and take the lead at the half, 21-14. Round Rock just running away with this game against McNeil, 42-7. Austin Regents currently outpacing the Buttons of San Antonio Central Catholic, 7-0. These games in the second quarter of play over at House Park, downtown Austin. Westlake just going to work on Austin High, 42-0. Down South Austin at Burger Stadium, Aikens is getting blanked by the Cavaliers of Lake Travis, 42-0. So you can tell where the Battle of the Lakes is going to end up this year. 21-0 is Dripping Springs' score over the Rebels of Travis High School. Rockdale currently beating Hyde Park 39-7, and then Waco La Vega still pitching the shutout against Pflugerville in Pflugerville, 27-0. Manor ahead of Houston St. Pius, 13-0, and both of these teams 1-2 coming into this contest, but it's Crockett currently beating Novato 22-0. Games on Thursday, or actually we have one game already finished up tonight, and that game finished up around 7:30. Seguin able to take care of Northeast Early College High School, the former Reagan High, 44-6. Liberty Hill beat Connolly last night, 59-13. Bowie, these all Thursday scores, defeats Del Valley 38-21. Hayes over Anderson 35-13, and LBJ putting the whooping on McAllen 56-0. That's no disrespect to you, my friend. It's just LBJ. I mean, 56-0. It's a pretty impressive score.
We talked about even from before games kicked off in week one. LBJ is a solid team, and they always have.
It's going to be tough for McAllen. I mean, that's a district loss as well. First, that's not exactly the way you want to open up the district season after having some real trouble throughout the non-conference schedule. So we will see if the Knights can rebound and make a run at the state playoffs and see if they can get in.
Well,
still plenty of time in district play.
And we also have an update on that 3A game going on the SHN Network. Jarrell, after a horrible first half last week and getting the dub in the second half, they come out tonight and they lead it. They're the ones up at the half, 33-0 at halftime. And the running back there, Warren, with 3 touchdown runs, one of 56, 29, and 43 yards. And our thanks to Wally Harmon, who's on the call for that game, with that information, getting us that from Jarrell as they're taking on at home. They lead it over Rosebud-Lott.
Still feels kind of weird that both Georgetown schools that we cover are off this week.
I know.
And that they don't play each other.
Yeah. It's, we had so many years of the first existence of Eastview in the community. as the in-town rival with Georgetown taking on Eastview every year. Realistically, a one-sided rivalry for most of its existence, but it's still like, something that they look forward to. And I mean, their home turf is Brickleblock Field, and now it's not even shared. I mean, it's shared, but not at the same time like it has been in years past.
It's always weird. That's what you see with the expansion of high school football in the state of Texas, and sometimes even more traditional rivalries will suffer because new high schools must go up. There's just so many kids, and they can not every single building is able to fit. I'm sure if you would ask around for football's sake, I'm talking strictly football's sake in the state of Texas, a lot of these high schools in these cities where you have like 4 or 5 high schools, I'm sure they would be more than happy to consolidate into like 1 or 2, so they would be powerhouses if that was physically possible to do so. Right. I know where I'm from, we just had the split, so the traditional high school had to split off and form another high school, which is bigger than the traditional high school. And yeah, the new football team has suffered greatly just because they don't have the same numbers that the old high school in my town has. It's just one of those things.
Yeah, it's interesting. I mean, as a kid growing up in Austin, I kind of mentioned before I wanted to play football, and I ended up not being able to my heart condition. But, in my head, I was like, well, if I did play football, like, should I go to a different school? I was set up to go to McCallum. Nothing against the program. It's just, I was like, well, if I want to have the best shot to be a player, I don't know. It's just kind of like things I thought of back then, and ultimately it didn't matter because I didn't play. But the competition in the area and what may be a best fit for kids, it's kind of like going to the right college or whatever.
Yeah, but I mean, when it comes to high schools, you don't necessarily get to decide where you go. You're zoned in. It's like, and it's illegal for you to move for athletic purposes. Technically speaking, I know there's people that get around it.
Right.
But
that's, I guess, what I was getting at. I was gonna find a way to get around it if I saw fit. FBI, don't watch me. They're always watching. Can't help it.
Well, I was like, we did put the show out. Anybody could watch this show. I mean, it's not like it's privately.
Well, the point is, I couldn't play, so I can't get arrested or whatever, or penalized because I never actually enacted these dark thoughts of mine.
Oh, well, yeah. I mean, you never moved to another school for athletic purposes.
Right.
And strictly athletic purposes.
But I mean, if you think about it, or if I think about it, I guess, you wouldn't know this, but I have some family, my, half-sister, her, other parent lived down the street from Lake Travis. So if I wanted to, I could just have gone and literally lived with them legally and used his address because they do live there and gone to Lake Travis if I wanted to. It's cool to have options, I guess, that can also be legally enacted upon.
I was going to say, so not playing high school football or like being the manager for Lake Travis, which one would you have taken?
Oh, not playing high school football. Because I mean, I ended up going to McCallum, and it's a fine arts academy, and I ended up completely getting into the arts side of things and into music, and shout out to a guy Zach Christodoulides, who went to high school with me, and he was a large part of bringing the first high school radio station in Central Texas that had been done at that point, which doesn't exist anymore at McCallum because nobody cares about radio except our class, I guess. But it lasted a little bit longer after us, and then kind of died down. And actually now it's funny, at McCallum, the studio that Zach and our teacher and we all kind of took part in building and scraping and creating is actually now the hall monitor, or the police, the school campus police office.
That's their office.
Yeah, because it has that window. Yeah, and you can't see in it, but you can see out it, and it's at a pretty good spot for them to see the front door from their own little spot.
Wow.
So people who walk in, I guess I just gave away their secret, my bad, but people who walk in don't know that the cops can see them walk in. So it's a good thing for them. it's almost sad. I was working there for a little bit too, and I'd walk by it all the time and be like, I used to host my radio show at that desk, at lunch.
Yeah.
And now it's like 2 cops sitting there, like waiting to bust somebody or whatever.
Yeah, man. Radio's just not the same as it used to be.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, that's
why we're not on the radio.
Yeah, that's why we're A, online, and B, we have some video content too, which is beneficial to both the viewer and ourselves probably. Well, we're going to take a quick break for a message from our sponsors. We'll be back probably with a little bit more halftime coverage, and then we may try to jump into one of these games kicking off the third quarter. We'll try to tune into Leander or Jarrell, depending on how those games are going. But we'll be right back with more Week 4 of SHN Football Friday here from the Georgetown Jewelry Broadcast Studio.
Jimmy Jacobs' reputation for building beautiful custom homes in Central Texas speaks for itself. For over 30 years, he has been behind some of the most successful and sought-after new home developments in Georgetown. Grand Endeavor Homes represents a new era of elegant custom home building. Now joined by his son, Justin Jacobs, Jimmy has launched Grand Endeavor Homes to continue his legacy and reputation for custom homes in Georgetown and the surrounding areas. Visit GrandEndeavorHomes.com for details and directions to the model home. Central Texas High School football on SHN Sports is made possible by Georgetown and Austin Shirt Company. 3 words describe Georgetown and Austin Shirt Company: simple, reliable, and awesome. We support our community. From screen printing and embroidery to promotional products, Georgetown and Austin Shirt Company helps put your brand on your business. Get started on your project today by getting a quick and easy quote online at GeorgetownShirtCompany.com.
Welcome back to SHN Sports here in Jarrell, Texas at Cougar Stadium. We're at the halftime, the Oak Ridge Disciple House halftime, thanks to Joshua Harris and the Oak Ridge Disciple House for all they do for members of our community that are fighting the good fight to turn their lives around. Thank you, Joshua Harris, for your support of Jarrell Cougar football. So we bring it back here just to go over things here at the halftime. We've got 11 minutes left on the halftime clock. And Jarrell leads the ball game 33-0 over Rosebud-Lott. And what a great first half. A lot of action for the Cougars. Got to be a lot of disappointment for Rosebud. They came into the game 0-3 on the season. Some tough losses, it looked like, on their schedule so far. But just getting it handed to them by the Cougars tonight. Jarrell just playing good on the defensive side. They're offense flipping it around and doing a great job and putting the ball in the end zone. We started out Rosebud right off the bat. They get the ball 3 and out, 1 minute, 59-second drive. They get a total of 4 yards, and the defense just went to work early and shut them down, 3 and out. The third down play, Jake Copeland with a tackle for a loss of -4 yards, which just they had pushed forward, and he knocks them back, and they punt early on, and they were punting into the wind to start. So just a tough start, all in all, for Rosebud. And Jarrell comes back and does a 2-play drive, takes it 63 yards from their own 37, and on a 56-yard touchdown run by Warren, jumps on the board early. Jesus Perez knocked in the extra point kick and made it 7-0 early on in the ball game. Rosebud takes the next possession, gets their first down, their first first down of the ball game. Ended up only 11 net yards there, 11 yards gain on that possession, but they ended up having a punt. There was on third down, a big hit on the left side, caused a fumble. Rosebud's able to fall back on it and maintain possession, but they're forced to punt after a 3 minute 6 second drive. But a good stand by the defense there. They gave up the first down, went back to work, and then held them to no gain after the first down. Jarrell got the ball back at the 50-yard line after the punt, hit about the 42-yard line, and then backed up to the 50, and Rosebud just let it go until one of the players finally downed it at the 50-yard line. And Jarrell takes over, and a quick 4-play drive and another touchdown run by Derek Warren, a 29-yard TD run. Jarrell goes for the 2-point attempt, the 2-point conversion, and they're stopped there. Rosebud made a stand on the 2-point conversion, and that moved the score with 3 minutes and 8 seconds left in the first quarter to 13-0. Jarrell leading. Rosebud gets the ball back, and the defense for Jarrell went right back to work. A 2-yard drive, a 3 and out again for Rosebud, and they're forced to punt. Jarrell gets the ball back, and in a 2-play drive, Rodriguez just laid the perfect pass up to Crowthers. Crowthers runs underneath it about the 20-yard line and just goes into the end zone untouched for the 50-yard touchdown pass. A 2-play drive that lasted a whole 15 seconds, but Jarrell quickly right back on top of them. They get the 6 points. The extra point kick by Jesus Perez is good, and the Cougars went up 20-0 there in the first quarter. 38 seconds left in the quarter. Rosebud gets the ball. They hold it for 2 minutes and 8 seconds, get a total of 8 yards, but they're forced on a 3 and out. The Cougar defense just not budging. They only allowed 1 first down in the first quarter on the defensive side of the ball. Just a great performance in the first quarter there by your Cougar defense. Second quarter, Jarrell gets the ball back with 10 minutes and 30 seconds left in the half on their own 11-yard line. They get a first down on their second play of the drive. Unfortunately, they couldn't get the first down. It was 4th and 1. They try the fake punt, and he's run out of bounds just short of the first down. And so it was 4th and 3, and unable to get the conversion for the first down. So they turn it over on downs after 1 minute and 23 seconds, but then turn it around, and the defense for Jarrell steps it back up. 9 minutes and 7 seconds left in the half. Jarrell has to play defense from their own 35. Rosebud had the ball, starts at the 35, and they turned it over on downs after a 4-play drive at the 30 of Jarrell. Defense stood. Watson hung a pass up for Buell towards the end zone. He gets behind the defensive back, but unable to haul the pass in, and that gave the ball back to Jarrell. And what did they do? They went right back to work. A 70-yard 3-play drive capped off by another Warren touchdown, a 51-yard touchdown play. Warren ran the ball from the 49-yard line. He fumbles about the 28-yard line, I believe it was, or 28-yard line, when Guerra is at the right place at the right time, scoops it up and runs it in for the touchdown. Guerra gets credit for the touchdown, but what a drive. They started at their own 30, and 3 plays later, they score the touchdown for the 70-yard drive to be good. And the 2-point conversion tried again. It was no good, and it made it 26-0. Jarrell just clicking along. Offense just slowly and methodically doing their job. Defense gets put back on the field. And this was one of the bigger plays of the half that I put a gold star by it, and you got to love it. Rosebud gets the ball on their own 17-yard line. They get a first down based on a pass interference call on the far sideline called on Jarrell. The ball was uncatchable. It was a good 4 or 5 yards past the receiver. Nonetheless, Rosebud gets a first down out to the 34. And then they go backwards. They get 1 yard or 2 yards on the next play, 1 yard on the next play, and then they end up the spectacular play. The defensive line, someone for Jarrell, I thought it was Wilson, shot through the line. Watson goes to pitch it off to Hargrove, and the ball gets batted down. The ball is live on the backwards lateral, and so the scramble is on. Rosebud covers, but they cover back at their 18-yard line. So after the first down, they end up losing all those yards back for a 1 yard drive that after 5 plays, they're forced to punt. Jarrell gets the ball back with 2 minutes and 31 seconds left in the half at at Rosebud's 43, and that's all it took. One play, 43-yard line. Derek Warren takes the ball and runs it in for a 43-yard touchdown run. The extra point by Jesus Perez is put through. It makes the score 33-0. And then the defense rocking and rolling again. 2 minutes and 17 seconds. Rosebud gets the ball back at their own 20. 3 plays and out. Forces Rosebud to punt. Jarrell gets the ball with 34 seconds. And Coach Davidson does the classy thing and takes a knee to send it to half. But the studio had it right. I was listening to the studio show while we were back in live with them. Last week at halftime, Jarrell was in the locker room trying to find life. The coaches were talking about it in the booth. We've got to get some spark in these guys, get something going. They were down 26-6 and come back and had a great second half. That one of those second halves that just what a memory to be a part of and watch and to call. And this week they turned around and they started from the word go, and they have not let up. Sterling, it was just amazing. The defense allowed 1 first down. The second first down was on the pass interference penalty. So the defense gave nothing to Rosebud-Lott. They forced them to constantly have to work to get any yards and just made good plays and they didn't have many penalties that hurt them, but they did a good job of controlling the line of scrimmage and not letting that offense of Rosebud-Lott get going.
Controlling that line of scrimmage is definitely a great way to put that. That's the way of the road, honestly.
And it was a great job. Rosebud no momentum. Nothing was given. A few passes, but just off a hand, through the hands of a receiver, just 2 or 3 yards past. The closest one, Buell had a chance to score, and he just couldn't haul it in. He got behind the defensive back, and that right there, that had to be a deflator. You had a chance. You had the ball. In good field position to start. They started at Jarrell's 35 after the fake punt didn't work out. But it just the momentum any momentum they could have taken from that, they were unable to get. That one pass and it's a turnover on downs. And what does Jarrell do? They take the ball at their own 30 and drive it 70 yards in 3 plays to score the touchdown. So hey, you had a chance to score on our end, and now we're going to go punch it down and score on your end.
And it's not like Rosebud is having mishaps and not playing a good game. They're playing everything. It looks like everything's clicking. It's just the defense on Jarrell's side is just clicking that much faster. Their offense is just picking up the plays and getting behind the defense that much faster. It's just execution on Jarrell's side is slowing the momentum down for Rosebud-Lott. It's not that they're having turnovers after turnovers. It's not that they are getting one play call and messing it up and thinking it was something else. It's just Jarrell's doing a good job on both sides of the ball. You got to hand it to him.
Jarrell's caused 2 fumbles. They the running back went around their left side, and the Cougar defensive player put a helmet on the ball, and he just made a good hit. The ball pops out. Rosebud-Lott jumps on that and maintains possession, but they couldn't do anything with it. Then they go for the right side pitch sweep, and a defensive player gets out, gets his paw on it, knocks the ball down, another fumble. Rosebud-Lott falls on it. But that was the costly one. They had just gotten 15 yards from the pass interference, and they end up losing it on a great defensive play. Not a lot of mistakes, like you're saying, on Rosebud's part. They're just not able to get anything going. Jarrell is on top of them, quick. The line is controlling that line of scrimmage, the defensive line. Edgar has come up, made a couple of plays. Josh Baye came through and made a big hit. Guerra has made a couple of big hits. Jake Copeland's been in the backfield. Brenham Wilson's been in the backfield. And so just making life hard for the Rosebud-Lott offense. Then you flip it around, and the offense says, well, we see what you're doing, so watch what we can do. And Derek Warren just running crazy, 3 long touchdown runs. He almost had a fourth. He did fumble once, but it was recovered by his teammate Guerra, who did a great job and scooped it up and ran it in for the touchdown. But things clicking on the offensive side. You just having a hard time. A couple of jet sweeps. That's something we haven't seen, a new wrinkle. A couple of little things coming into play as Jarrell prepares for district play to start next week. Looking at the schedule, Jarrell will be at home to start district play next Friday, 9/27, September 27th. Lago Vista will be in town to open up the season. Lago Vista currently sitting at 2-1 on the season, and they're playing their final game of non-conference tonight. Have to look at it. I had them somewhere else where they what they did last week, but Jarrell's sitting there at 2-1. The district is just looks to be pretty competitive. You have Cameron Yo sitting at 2-0. You have Lago Vista sitting at 2-1. You have Rockdale sitting at 3-0. You have Troy sitting at 2-1. Maynard New Tech is at 1-2, and Little River Academy is sitting at 0-3. And so the party starts. The playing for the playoffs. It all starts next week. You got to love the preparation being shown here tonight by the Cougars as Jarrell gets ready for that first dance in district tonight. The dance recital's going, and they have shown up and they're clicking. And like Coach Amos Davidson said before the Whitney game, we've got talent on the team. It's if they believe that they can compete. And it's just fun to watch the progression here through the last 3 weeks after the Whitney game. The progression of this team and the trust in each other, making plays for each other, backing each other up. And so it's been fun to watch. So as the teams take the field, Jarrell is going to start the second half, getting the ball. And so we'll see what they go to. Will we see Edgar in at quarterback? Will Heron Rodriguez stay? Will we make any of the big changes? Does Martin Torres come in at running back? You look at the running backs, Warren, and then Torres on the list, Jasper Compton, Ramon Rodriguez, several different weapons at the running back. Edgar has played at quarterback here in the season already. Rodriguez playing well so far in the year. Rodriguez has only thrown 1 interception, and so he's doing a good job. He's got 26 for 52 before tonight for 557 yards passing. He's also run for 59 yards on his 22 carries where he's kept the ball. And so looking at some of his stats, it's been impressive. He had a magnificent second half last week. I was on the Rodriguez bandwagon for Player of the Week, and I got outvoted on the SHN Player of the Week committee. But what a job. On the road, down by 20, and Rodriguez just went crazy with some touchdown passes, throwing the ball up to his receivers and making a play, and he jumps back in it tonight. And he does it. Starts off the bat. Nice pass to Crathers for that touchdown. Laid it out in the wind. A perfect ball there. And just running the offense for the Cougars. And so both teams have taken the field. Rosebud-Lott is going to set up. They're going to be going from the kicking off from the north end. So Jarrell will be receiving from the south end. They'll be going right to left on the radio dial as you look at it. As we get ready to start the third quarter, Sterling, what do we see here? Do we see changes? Do we see Jarrell just keep the foot on the gas? What do we see?
For me, I wouldn't say keep your foot on the – when you have your foot on the throat of the tiger, you don't let up. But at the same time, also going into ending preseason right now, about to go into district play, I say you throw in a couple different plays that you've been wanting to run, see how it works out now, so you could tell if you should take it into district or not.
Rosebud starts off the half with an onside kick. Looks like it got fielded by Jarrell about their own 47-yard line. Crafty little play by Coach Williams of Rosebud there to start off the half, kicking into the wind. So what he's done is taken the wind at his face the third quarter to have it at his back in the fourth quarter. Tries a crafty little onside kick. Now they're huddled up on the far sideline. So we'll see what kind of play they're calling here. There's a penalty on Rosebud, and I'm not sure. I can't see what it is. From a far side, the official giving the signal from the far side of the field. Now he'll walk over back towards midfield, but Rosebud's backing up. Jarrell had the ball. It looked like they were going to have it at their own 46, but we'll see what they're going to do here.
It looked like a player on the kicking team had hit the receiver before he even received the ball.
Whoa. So do you call it kick catch interference? Do you? I don't know. But Jarrell is going to take over the ball at the 39-yard line of Rosebud. So what a start. Starting field position.
Field position, yeah.
So it looks like Rodriguez will be at the helm again. He'll take the snap and he hands it off. Looks like it's going to be to Compton. Compton runs around the left side, outside the hash marks to the numbers. Now to the sideline, stops, checks back, and up, knocked out at the 15-yard line. What a great run by Compton. Jasper Compton in the backfield takes the handoff, and he runs it down from the 39 all the way down to the – they're going to mark him out at the 13-yard line now. Nice run there by Compton. So it'll be another 1st and 10 for the Cougars. Rodriguez in the shotgun. He's going to step back. And now he stops, and now he's going to take off up the middle. He's getting pressured. He breaks free. He gets down to the 10, the 5, and he's going to scramble in for a touchdown. But here comes a flag thrown about the 4-yard line. Sorry about that. So now we're going to blow it dead. A Rosebud player is now down on the ground about the 15-yard line, about the middle of the field. The referee haven't seen the signal yet. Rodriguez did a great job. He dropped back like he was going to pass. He gets some pressure on the outside, steps up, kind of gives a juke to the one defensive lineman trying to take him down, and he gets free, breaks out towards the far side numbers, and gets into the end zone. But a flag thrown on the ground. So we'll try to reset here. We're going to take a quick break as we got a player down on the field. We'll see what happens there. We'll come back with a call, set it up, and let you know what's going on with the Cougars. So here we go on SHN Sports. Welcome back to Jarrell, Texas, SHN Sports coverage of Jarrell Cougar football. Can't see the number of the Rosebud player, but he is being helped off by the training staff. Gingerly being helped off on the far side of the field. A block in the back called, so Jarrell's touchdown is not good. It's called back, but it'll be 1st and 12 from the 15-yard line.
See, you come out here, you just want to watch good high school football. You never want to see anybody injured like that.
Wide receiver in motion, right side to the left side. Snap to Rodriguez, gets over his shoulder. He picks it up, scrambles to the left side, outside the hash marks, to the numbers, to the 20. He'll stop, scramble back across to the left. Out of bounds, ridden down. It looks like he only lost a yard on that. It's going to be Compton that scooped it up. So Compton, it only goes for a loss of 1. So that'll bring up 2nd and 13 now.
That's good awareness by Compton to realize the play's blown, the ball's in the backfield, free on the ground, pick it up and still get back to almost back to the line of scrimmage.
So 2nd and 13 for the Cougars. Rodriguez shotgun, fakes the handoff to Compton. He'll pull it, scrambles up the middle, now cuts to the right side outside the hash marks, down to about the 13-yard line. So it'll be back to the 13, so it's going to be 3rd and 10 now. In between the it looks like on the 13-yard line now. So Rodriguez kept the ball, pulled it out of Compton's belly, and kept it running across the right side to the hash marks where he gets stacked up. First big hit we've seen Rodriguez take tonight, and he's back up now. 3rd and 10 for the Cougars. Rodriguez scrambling around the left side. It looks like he wants to throw, getting chased down. 20-15, and he stays on his feet. Somehow stays alive down to about the 8-yard line. They had a great pursuit there of Rodriguez. He scrambled a long way, but he's not going to get a first down. It's going to bring up 4th and 5 for the Cougars, and it looks like they're going to kick the field goal. Jesus Perez on Edgar to hold. So from the 8-yard line, the Cougars are going to set up to kick now. Warren comes running on the field, and now here comes Andrew Brindle. Kick team is now on. Brindle will get set. So the Cougars will be kicking the field goal. It'll be spotted at the 15. The 25-yard field goal is up and good. It's actually an 18-yard field goal on credit. Kicked it as a 25 yards in distance. Perez puts it through. So your Jarrell Cougars extend the lead, 36-0 here early in the second half. 9 minutes left. So a nice little drive there. A lot of kind of confusion going on. A couple of penalties, a couple of scrambling plays there, different play calls. Maybe some different plays you see, like you were saying, Sterling, as they get ready to go into district play next week.
Yeah, it was definitely a slow start coming into that first drive of the second half. But, I mean, they still come down the field and still come out with 3 points. So that's a positive. But there are some things you definitely see that they could work on. But I want to say it was that bad of a drive.
And so the Rodriguez had a chance to get the touchdown. Got called back on the block in the back. I bet the Cougars still get points out of it. So far, almost every drive tonight has resulted in points for the Cougars, other than the turnover on downs on the fake punt. So Perez will be kicking off now from the 40 on the south end of the field. Being held up. Somebody kneeling down there, keeping the ball upright on the tee for Perez. He drops back to the 30. He'll get a good run at it. And Perez kicks it off, and it's going to be in and out of the end zone. Another good kick by Perez. So Rosebud will take over from their own 25 again. 9 minutes left in the third quarter. And the Cougars leading it 36-0. The offense doing their job, continuing to put points on the board, and now the defense. How do you respond? And that's the question here you got to watch for here in the second half is, do they get complacent? They're up 36 now. They get complacent. They kind of back off some, or do they just keep going and just play solid defense? You don't want to get anyone hurt. You want to make sure you get out of this game without any injuries as you go into district next week against Lago Vista. But at the same time, you don't want to lose a step. You want to make sure we're going forward. So that's the curiosity you've got to wonder here. What is the defense going to respond with?
I definitely say I wouldn't just roll over. I'd like to start seeing more zone. It backs off. It doesn't push too hard. But at the same time, you're still playing on your side of the ball.
Shotgun snap handed off and run forward to about the 29-yard line for Rosebud. Watson didn't hand it off. He kept it himself. Now it looks like Rosebud is going to pick up the pace a little bit. It'll be 2nd and 6 from their own 29-yard line. Watson in the shotgun, 3 receivers right, 1 left. Wyatt off to his right side. Now he'll hand it to Wyatt. Wyatt right up the middle. Jake Copeland gets his hands on it, but Wyatt carries it forward for about 3 yards up to the 32-yard line. So it'll bring up a short 3rd and 3 for the Rosebud-Lott Cougars. So far, 3rd and 3. Fumbled first snap. Wyatt picks it up, and he is smashed. What a shot. That's going to be Brenham Wilson. He read it as the pitch went to the snap went off the hands of Watson. Wyatt picks it up, and before he could turn to see what hit him, Brennan Wilson laid him out for the loss. That's going to drop him back to the 29-yard line. Watson's going to be back in the shotgun. He'll back up now. He's going to punt again for Rosebud. He gets the punt off. Low end-over-end kick. Bounces at the 48 of Rosebud. Gets a kind roll, but it's going to come stopped at midfield stripe. So Jarrell will have great field position again as they'll start from midfield with their second possession of the second half. 7 minutes, 33 seconds left in the third quarter. And I guess that answered my question. The Cougar defense came out ready to play in the second half. 3 and out for the Rosebud Cougars again. And so a good job of the defense. They stacking up Rosebud-Lott, not letting that offense get going. They try to go a little bit higher tempo, and then that missed snap, Wyatt picks it up, and Brennan Wilson with a big hit. Great job of him reading that ball loose on the missed snap. Several of those you've seen tonight. It makes you wonder if the wind's playing that big of a difference into it. But now at quarterback, we've got Edgar for the Cougars. He's set up with Martin Torres, I believe, in the backfield. Nope, it's going to be Compton. He hands it to Compton. Compton goes out to outside the hash marks to the numbers, down past the 40, 35, 30, 25, and drugged down about the 21-yard line. What a nice run by Compton. Compton's been in the backfield the second half so far for both series, and he makes a big run. Is it Compton? Is it 3 or 5?
It's 3.
It is 3, Compton. So Compton made a great run there, down to the 21-yard line, a gain of 29. Great play there. Ball snap kind of like they weren't ready for it. It hits off of somebody.
It hits off of Edgar's chest and just drops down. You see Compton jump on it and keep the ball in the possession. I just want to point out Compton's been running all over the field. I mean, it kind of looks like he's living in the shadow of Warren, but he's definitely making a statement right now. He's keeping those legs running, picking up big yards, and definitely playing a big part in this offense.
Edgar in the shotgun. Here comes Crathers in motion, left to right. He's going to hand it off on a jet sweep to the right side. Crathers following Compton. He gets outside the 20, 15, 10, down to the 5, and knocked out about the 3. A great jet sweep there from the left to the right. Crathers right in front of Edgar. Edgar sticks it in his gut, and he runs it around. It looks like he's taken out of bounds right at there. They're going to spot him at the 3-yard line. A nice gain of 22 yards there by Crathers for another Jarrell Cougar first down, and the offense is not letting up.
That was definitely a nice jet sweep to watch. Is as Crathers comes around, you see the wide receivers downfield still putting up blocks, yet no one's taking any penalties this time.
Crathers takes the snap, hands it to Compton as he goes to the left side, gets to about the hash marks where his legs are taken out from under him, and it looks like he gets that. No gain there. Back to the 3-yard line is Compton, so it'll be second and goal from the 3. In between the 2 and 3 now is where they've spotted it. Still second and goal. We'll put him down at the 2 since it's inside the 3. So Compton with a 1-yard gain there. Edgar's got a shotgun formation. Compton to his right. 3 receivers right. Schomburger, the lone wide receiver to the left. Compton switches over to the left side of Edgar now. He'll take the shotgun snap, stick it in Compton. No, he'll pull it out and run it in. Edgar with a nice trickery there. Great job of reading the defense. They went for Compton. Edgar right up the gut for the touchdown.
And you can definitely tell Edgar's been practicing at that second string in practice. He was obviously ready for that play. He already knew how to read that defense and whether to give it or keep it. And that worked out very well for him.
And, of course, that gives us a touchdown, Jarrell Cougars. Perez gets the kick for the extra point, but it's blocked, it looked like, by number 8. Came flying through there. By who? By 11, it's got to be Julian Reyna. Came through and blocked it, so the extra point is no good, and that'll leave our score 42-0. The Cougars pouring it on here at home tonight on Homecoming 2019. What a great performance as we bring you the third quarter here on SHN Sports, brought to you by Your Personal MD. We thank you for their sponsorship of Jarrell Cougar football. 42-0, and we did see some changes. Edgar now in at quarterback, Compton in at running back. You haven't seen a lot of Compton at running back this year. Warren's done a lot of the running. Martin Torres has done some running, and so a big change here. Getting some more. I tell you what, important thing is getting reps. So if players do go down, you've got players playing their position and getting reps with other first-team players, and so a good job there by Edgar to lead the team. Had a 50-yard field to work with from midfield, and they punched it down. And so that'll bring us 42-0. Jarrell leads it with 5:44 left here in the third quarter. Perez will set to kick it off again for your Cougars. The wind blowing hard still. The flag's fully sideways in wind. Perez boots it hard, and it goes out of the – it didn't even land in the end zone. What a kick by Perez. He puts it out the back of the end zone for another touchback. So with 5:44 left here in the third quarter, Rosebud-Lott takes over the ball again on their own 25. Field advantage, the field position game battle has been huge for Jarrell tonight. With the wind, they've made sure they have not let Rosebud have good field position. They've done a good job of getting their punts back, and Rosebud's had a hard time punting into this wind, and that's cost them, and Jarrell has taken advantage of that field position. So let's see if the defense can do it again. The defense sets up with Rosebud taking over. Watson still at quarterback. Wyatt hit offset to his right side. 3 receivers right, 1 left for Rosebud from their own 25. The handoff to Wyatt to the right side. Stacked up there. Gets back. He's going to get spotted back to the line of scrimmage, maybe half a yard. Number 63, Anthony Gaddison, made a good stop. He hit Wyatt quickly, and they're going to set quickly and go. Get the play call in quickly from the 26. 2nd and 9 now. Watson's going to pass. Ball is thrown. Caught on the near side at the 25-yard line. Gets forward to about 26, maybe the 27-yard line. The catch there by number 11, Julian Reyna, but hit quickly and taken down for only a gain of 2. Make it 1 now. So it's going to be 3rd and 8 for Rosebud from their own 27-yard line. So they went with a quicker pace there. Not much paid off. Now they're going to go. They're cutting down their time of waiting here. Watson back at quarterback. He's got Wyatt off to his left. Shotgun snap. Watson steps back too. He fires across the middle. Overthrown through the hands of Hargrove. Had a chance to bring it in just a little high. Hard to handle. And Hargrove cannot come up with the reception, and that's going to bring up 4th and 8 for Rosebud at their own 27. So the defense of Jarrell doing another good job here. 3 plays, 2 yards given up. It's 4th and 8. And what do we have? What was Rosebud going to do now? They're down 42-0 here in the third quarter. Watson at quarterback, and here goes his step, 2 or 3 steps back, and he's going to punt it. And he punts it low, line drive, bounces at the 45 to the 50, picked up, fumbled, and now grabbed. Run to the 48, now back to the 50, and stacked up and taken down Martin Torres. And Jarrell starts again at the 50-yard line. This wind and punting is brutal. Watson doing what he can, but still, I'm not sure if they're switching out the ball because Jarrell is having a most difficult time holding on to those punts.
Yeah, and once again with that consistency of field position right there, that's how many times in a row that they've gotten that field position at the 50-yard line or closer. And when they flip the field to go into that second quarter, their kickoffs, they put it to where even with the wind, they still had great starting field position on the other end of the field.
Absolutely. This half, they've started at the 50, and the 39. Edgar in the shotgun. He's going to stick it in the belly of Compton. Compton drives straight forward in the pile, moves him forward to about the 45-yard line. That'll be a gain of 5 for the Cougars. It'll bring up 2nd and 5. He's going to spot him just short of the 45-yard line of Rosebud. But the midfield stripe is going to get the umpire is going to set the ball right on the 45-yard line. So a gain of 5 yards for the Cougars. 2nd and 5 from the 45 of Rosebud. Edgar at quarterback, 2 receivers right. Ramon Rodriguez, motion right. Edgar can't handle the snap. He's being chased back to the 45. Now he gets back to the 50, 45, and it looks like he's trying to get some positive yards. Where are they going to spot him out? It looks like they're going to have him past the 40 to the 38-yard line of Rosebud at first down. Great job by Edgar there to recover the snap exchange problems. He picked it up all the way back past his 45, 10 yards past the line, back behind the line of scrimmage. But he pushes it forward to the 38-yard line for another Jarrell Cougar first down.
And that's something you always like to see. Even being second string, you get that ball, a mishap, and the first thing you think is positive yards.
Edgar takes a snap, hands it off to number 29 as he is in the jet sweep. He hurdles the tackler at the 25, and he's going to go all the way in for a Jarrell Cougar touchdown. What a run. 29 in Nietzsche. Can't even pronounce his last name, but what a run. He took the jet sweep from the left, gets it from Edgar, gets around the outside of the numbers. A defensiveman goes down about the 25 and in hurdles the defensive player, tiptoes down the sideline for another touchdown, and the Cougars continue to pour it on. A 38-yard touchdown run by in makes it 48-0, and now Jesus Perez sets back up for the extra point.
And that's something I'd like to see is this arsenal from the Jarrell Cougar offense is it doesn't matter who they give the ball to. Someone saying, give it to me. I got this one.
Warren, Crathers, Edgar, Compton. It's nonstop. The kick is up and a rocket off the foot of Perez. I'm not sure if it hit the field house or not. I didn't never see it come down. They're chasing on the other side of the fence, and that kick is good. And that brings us to a 49-0 ball game. Jarrell Cougars, like we talked about at halftime, Sterling. Who do they bring in? Do they change up the personnel? Do they get other people's snaps? Do they change, or do they just keep going? They've changed personnel, and this offense just keeps going. And it's just unbelievable. Edgar doing a good job. The missed snaps, the mishandled snaps, is it the center exchange? Is it the snap not good? Is it Edgar not ready? You wonder, but Edgar did a great job. Chased the ball down, got positive yards, picked up the first down, and then in does a great job on the jet sweep around the right side, hurdling. What a play. Hurdles the defensive player, and in hadn't handled the ball all night. And his first touch is a 38-yard touchdown run on a jet sweep as he hurdles the defensive player to continue his run into the end zone.
And still has enough energy to shake off that last tackler at the 3-yard line.
What a great job. But Warren's done a good job of being elusive tonight, breaking tackles. Rodriguez has broken some tackles. Compton has broken some tackles. And so they're doing a good job of keeping the legs moving and powering through. And so we'll see it here. Jesus Perez back to kick off. He's going to boot another one, and it will not touch down until it's on the other side of the end zone, about a good 8 or 10 yards. And so another touchback for Rosebud, and it'll bring them back 3 minutes, 42 seconds left in the third quarter, and they'll have the ball at their own 25. The field position battle continues to rage on. Jarrell just taking advantage. So far in the half, they've started at the 39 of Rosebud, the 50-yard line, and the 50-yard line. So far, Rosebud has started on their own 25 all three possessions.
The consistency on both sides of the ball from Jarrell of field position, I guarantee, has played a big part on the offense for Rosebud not being able to click.
You can't get anything going. The defense is stacking them up. The short field, Jarrell turns it, scores it, and put them back in their own end of the field. Watson back at quarterback, 3 receivers right, 1 left. He'll hand it off to Wyatt, off to the right side. He's hit quickly, stacked up a slew of Cougar defensivemen. Let's see who it is. I see 77, Jake Copeland gets off the pile. Number 65, Brenham Wilson. 63, make sure I give credit to Anthony Gaddison. He's doing a good job tonight. He's been on several tackles. Gaddison doing a great job tonight. And so it's a loss of 1 back to the 24-yard line. So second and 11 for the Rosebud Cougars. 3 receivers right. Watson, 1 step, flings it out to the left side. Caught at the 35-yard line. He'll drag a couple of Cougars forward to the 37. A nice catch on the far sideline by number 10, Reyna. John Paul Reyna, sometimes playing quarterback, now at wide receiver. He gets a catch out to the 33 is where they're going to spot him. A first down, first of the half for Rosebud. And now they'll come up to the line, but now they'll take their time getting the play. Slowing back down just a little bit. 3 receivers right, 1 left. John Paul Reyna, the lone wide receiver left. Wyatt offset to the right of Watson. Watson takes a shotgun snap. He'll delay and then take it across the left side. A little curling sweep to the left on his own. He'll get to the 40-yard line. Make it the 39, knee touchdown. So only a gain of 1 there on the run by Watson. 39, 39-yard line.
I think they heard us about the field position because they got tired of it. They finally got a first down, and it looks like they're working on another drive down the field.
2 receivers right now, 2 receivers left for the Cougars of Rosebud-Lott. Wyatt offset from Watson. Watson takes a snap. 2-step drop. He'll throw it out quickly. Picked off by the Cougars at the 45-yard line. It looks like it's number 11. Is that going to be our man? He's having a good game. Weston Miller. He does. He makes the interception at the 45-yard line. And a turnover now for the Cougar defense. They've held. They forced punt, and now the turnover. Weston Miller read that route. Watson fired it up. Miller went up and grabbed it. And Jarrell gets the ball back on the turnover.
Okay, if you're from Rosebud and you're listening, I'm sorry I just jinxed y'all.
They start that drive. They got a first down. They're going and making plays, and then the interception. So big turnover there for the Cougar defense. They've stood all night long, just putting pressure on Rosebud, and now Weston Miller with the interception. Jarrell takes over at the 45 of Rosebud, a big turnover, and we'll see what goes here.
Look at that solid field position once again.
Edgar takes the ball, hands it off to Compton. He breaks to the right side, outside the hashes to the numbers. Now he cuts it back a little bit. Now across the middle of the field to 5. Touchdown, Jarrell Cougars. Compton running crazy. What a job there. He takes the handoff from Edgar, goes out to the right outside the hash marks, gets to about the numbers, and then cuts it back against the grain, and the defense can't catch him as he brings it back to the middle of the field and in for the touchdown. And, man, pouring it on. 55-0. Your Cougars lead with 1 minute and 43 seconds left in the third quarter. Jesus Perez set for another extra point attempt. Edgar gets it, puts it down. Perez fires another rocket up and through the uprights for the extra point. And the score now 56-0. Jarrell just taking care of business.
I would say this looks like a kind of a construction site because they are just steamrolling over them.
It is unbelievable. Compton, and like we said earlier, the running, the play, so many different people unable to make the tackles, the running backs, the receivers, everyone doing their job, keeping those legs moving. And right there, Compton, man, no hesitation. He took it at a full sprint, and no one able to bring him down. A nice 45-yard touchdown run by Compton. He is getting in on the action tonight.
And that was a smart play by Compton towards the end. He's coming up on 2 defenders, about to pinch him at the right hash marks, and he makes a quick move. Zachary Buell falls on his keister over there, and he just cuts it into the left side of the end zone. That's a smart recognition of that.
Great job of cutting against the grain. Defense can't make that stop and turn that quick. Buell takes a seat, and Compton just punches it in for another Cougar touchdown. And just another one-play drive. More offense from this Cougar offense. It's just unbelievable. Perez now going to kick off again. And another touchback. He kicks it out of the back of the end zone, using this win to his advantage and pinning the Rosebud-Lott Cougars back to their own 25 again on the touchback. Their field position average for the second half so far is pretty consistent. Their own 25. 1 minute, 43 seconds left in the third quarter. And Rosebud will start again. It'll be their fourth possession of the half. 1 first down allowed on that pass play to Reyna on the last possession. Then it quickly went away with a turnover and the interception by Weston Miller. So here comes the Cougar defense back on the field. Now Reyna at the quarterback, Hargrove off to his right, and they collide into each other and stacked up for, it looks like they're going to get back to the line of scrimmage. Reyna and Hargrove, I believe it was Hargrove, had a little miscommunication there. Hargrove falls down, Reyna jumps over him, but he's quickly met by the Cougar defensive line for no gain. It'll be 2nd and 10 for Rosebud. So changes on the offensive side of the ball for the Rosebud-Lott Cougars. Reyna back in a quarterback. Hargrove to his left. He'll hand it to Hargrove. He cuts up the right side out to the hash marks where he's hit and taken down about the 28-yard line. A gain of 3 for Rosebud. And that'll bring up 3rd and 7. A good job there. Just not giving much room for these runners of Rosebud to work. The defensive line just maintaining that. Like we said, the battle for the line of scrimmage is just being dominated by the Cougar defensive line. Brindle, Jake Copeland, Brenham Wilson, several defensive players have changed in and out, and they just are holding that line, and they clog it up. The linebackers fill the holes. Ramon Rodriguez, Valle, just doing a great job. Raina's going to take the snap. He's going to sweep to the left. Tries to get outside the hash marks to the numbers. He's going to be run down for a loss, a big loss. They're going to stack him up and bury him back at the 20, but they're going to blow forward progress dead about the 25-yard line. It'll be a 3-yard loss for Rosebud, and that'll bring up 4th and 10 now. What a good play there. The defensive line, the linebackers, the cornerbacks, as soon as Raina tucked that ball around the left side, he didn't have much room. He got stacked up quickly and driven back. And that'll bring up 4th and 10 for Rosebud. There's going to be a timeout, I believe, on the field by Coach Williams of Rosebud. Nope, it's going to be the end of the quarter. So at the end of the third quarter, what a ball game. 56-0. Your Jarrell Cougars are just running over Rosebud-Lott. And we'll go to the fourth quarter. Rosebud will start the fourth quarter at their own 25-yard line, 4th and 10. And we'll be back here on SHN Sports coverage of Jarrell Cougar football in a minute. Welcome back to SHN Sports coverage, Jarrell Cougar football. Fourth quarter starts with Rosebud, 4th and 10. They're going to punt it. Watson launches it up and into the Jarrell end. It takes a bounce at the 40, down past the 30, 25, and out of bounds at the 20-yard line. So a productive punt there by Watson. They let the quarter run out before that punt and used the wind to their advantage. So Jarrell's going to have to start, unfortunately, this half with a possession in their own end of the field at the 20-yard line. A good punt there by Watson.
That's a big difference starting on the 50-yard line 3 consecutive times. Well, 2 consecutive times and getting back at the 45. I want to see how this extra 30 yards is going to affect their offensive play or if it's going to affect them at all.
And see what Rosebud's defense does now. How do they respond? Hey, we've got room to work. We've got them in their own end of the field. Let's take advantage and try to put some pressure, or just does Jarrell's offense come out and just take the ball and run it up the middle and make it happen again? Edgar in the shotgun, 2 receivers right, 1 left. He's going to hand it off to the running back. It's going to be Martin Torres. He breaks it outside the hash marks, out to the numbers, to the 40, 45, 50. He runs into Buell, gives Buell a shot. Buell stumbles backwards out of bounds. Martin Torres goes down, but not until he's out to the 47-yard line of Rosebud. But now a player down for your Cougars. He's back up and kind of limping off. We'll try to catch a number here.
That looks like 66, Billy LaFrance.
Billy LaFrance, one of the offensive linemen for the Cougars, limping off. May got rolled up on, or he's walking off gingerly, but under his own power. Good to see him at least getting off the field on his own power, as LaFrance will walk over to the sideline and have a seat with the training staff. But a great run by Martin Torres there. He takes it all the way to the 47 of Rosebud, and a 1st and 10 for the Cougars. Quickly back at it, 2 receivers left, 1 right. He's going to hand it back. Edgar hands it to Torres. He gets stacked up and breaks out to the outside the hashes to the numbers. He cuts it back inside to the right hash marks. Now to the left, dodges a tackle to the 20, 15, 10, cut all the way to the far side pylon. Picks up a block, and a flag comes in. Oh, C.J. Allen tried to lay the block, but they're going to throw the flag as Torres goes into the end zone, and that's going to nullify the touchdown. I thought he got a shoulder in front of the shoulder of the defensive back. C.J. Allen putting a block on for his man Torres to get in the end zone, but they're going to throw 2 flags. It's going to be a block in the back. Torres comes running over to get some air and refreshment after that. 2 long runs by Torres. But this is going to be a 1st and 10 nonetheless. The ball's going to be spotted at the 17-yard line as the block from C.J. Allen that got called a block in the back occurred at the inside the 5. They'll spot it back at the 17, where the Cougars will have another 1st and 10. The Torres, a nice run there, 47-yard scamper, but he doesn't get the touchdown. Now the Cougars back in the shotgun. The handoff to the up back. Nope, Edgar's going to keep it. Come out to the outside the hash marks to the 15, 10, 5. He's going to get blasted as he goes to the pylon. What a shot there by Reyna. Number 10 for Rosebud. He takes a lick at Edgar, but he's going to knock Edgar out at the 1-yard line. A nice 16-yard run by Edgar there. He pulled it out of the Compton's stomach and kept it around the end and beats everybody to the corner except Reyna, where they run into each other. And it looks like the signal was just given. We're going to be playing the 4th quarter with a running clock because of the score being 56-0. So it's going to be 1st and goal from the 1-yard line. A great run there for another 1st down for the Cougars as Edgar took it down to the 1. He's back in the shotgun. Compton off to his right. 2 receivers right, 1 left. Ramon Rodriguez in a shift to the right. Handed to Compton. He'll go right up the middle for the 1-yard touchdown. Another touchdown for your Jarrell Cougars. What a night, 62-0. The Cougars putting it on.
So I guess I would answer the question about no, that does not affect anything about this offense going, whether it starts at the 50, the 20. I'm confident in saying if they started at the 10, the 5-yard line even, they'd still find a way to make those blocks and make those big plays to get them where they need to be with that end zone.
Perez with the extra point attempt. It is up and good into the wind, and he blasted it. What a good kick there by Perez, doing his job into the wind and with the wind. And what a good kick there, and that puts another point on the board. Brings our score 63-0. The Cougars pouring it on the Rosebud-Lott Cougars. Last year at Rosebud-Lott, Jarrell won the game 40-19. Tonight, just a beating being put on by your Jarrell Cougars. It's great to see the effort, all sides of the ball, players coming in, 2nd string, Torres running the ball, Compton running the ball, Edgar running the offense, running the ball. It's just unbelievable, and the defense just keeps clicking. Different players on the defensive line. You see Brindle in a little bit more. Haven't seen Brennan Wilson out there in the 3rd quarter. Other guys stepping up, making plays. The defense keep putting pressure on Rosebud's offense. So Martin Torres just got escorted. He is walking off towards the field house, so we'll try to figure out what's going on. Number 23, Martin Torres, 2 big runs on that last possession, and he's being helped off by a couple of Cougars staff members all the way down to the far north end of the field to the field house. So we'll try to check on Martin Torres, the running back for the Cougars tonight, doing a great job on that last drive with 2 big runs. Perez is going to kick off from the 40. He kicks it high and into the wind, end over end. It's going to be taken at the 17-yard line by Rosebud. Up to the middle, Hargrave builds it, gets it past the 20, 25, and he's stacked up about the 30-yard line where the momentum forward progress will be stopped. But the best field position that Rosebud's seen here in the second half by 5 yards as they take over. 10-14 left in the ball game. The running clock, they've stopped it now. I'm sure it's going to be started here in just a second. But nonetheless, 63-0 here in the Georgetown Jewelry 4th quarter. Ricky Poe and Georgetown Jewelry, sponsors of your Jarrell Cougar football. Here in the 4th quarter of the ball game, 63-0. John Paul Reyna at quarterback again for Rosebud. He'll take the snap, hand it to Wyatt off to the right side outside the hash marks. He breaks a tackle now up the hash marks all the way past the 40, up to the 45, where he's driven down. They'll spot him at the 46-yard line. A nice 16-yard run and a 1st down for Rosebud. Wyatt just took the ball and went off quickly on that run.
That is definitely something you don't like to see. I mean, whether the score is 63-0 or 0-0, you definitely see that they caught Jarrell napping. They're up big, but it's a big 1st down off the first snap.
A little jet sweep to the left for the Rosebud. Number 11 takes the handoff from Reyna. That'll be Julian Reyna. And he'll move it forward past the 50 to the 47 of Jarrell. A nice gain there of about 6-7 yards. It's going to bring up 2nd and 3. Spot him at the 47 of Jarrell. 2nd and 3 for Rosebud. Substitutions being made on both sides of the field. Edgar comes back in for Warren on the Jarrell Cougar defensive backfield. Reyna in the shotgun. Hargrove in the sweep. Ball handed off, and it's fumbled. It's on the ground, and it's got to be covered up by Jarrell. Is it a turnover? I think it is. I think your Cougars got the ball. But they blow it dead. 63, Brindle got up with the ball, it looked like. I apologize. Gaddison. 63, Gaddison. I thought he got up with the ball. But the play is blown dead. And it'll be 3rd and 3 now. Or 3rd and 4, back at the 30 or 48-yard line. So a loss of 1 there. Somehow. And Rosebud keeps the ball. Reyna gets the snap, hands it to Wyatt. Up the middle to the left side. He's held on to. Not sure who made the tackle, but he held on for dear life and did not let Wyatt break free. Ramon Rodriguez, number 33, with the hit. He holds him up, and then Gaddison finishes off Wyatt. A gain of 1 back to the 47-yard line of Jarrell, and that brings up 4th and 3 for Rosebud. What a job there by Ramon Rodriguez. He latched onto the leg, and he was not letting go, and Gaddison stepped in to help him. Don't think we're going to get a punt here as Reyna's still the quarterback for Rosebud, but now whistle being blown by the umpire. It looks like there must be some blood on the leg or uniform of Reyna, the quarterback. Play is stopped, and he's having to leave the field. So Reyna will be leaving the field off to the far side. Coach Williams for Rosebud is going to go ahead and take a timeout here. So we'll come back here on SHN Sports with 4th and 3. 8 minutes, 18 seconds left in the fourth quarter. The Jarrell Cougars lead at 63-0 in the Georgetown Jewelry fourth quarter. We'll be back here on SHN Sports after this. I'm not turning yours on. Jarrell Cougar football brought to you tonight in part by Georgetown Jewelry. Proud sponsors of Jarrell Cougar football. For all your family needs, including weddings, visit Georgetown Jewelry online at georgetownjewelry.com or in the Williamsburg Village Shopping Center in Georgetown. Our Bank of Jarrell. When you do business with our bank, our community bankers will take the time to listen to your financial needs and desires in order to help you create unique solutions that will allow you to achieve these goals. We have solutions for your personal and business needs or a combination of the two. Visit ourbanktexas.com. Member FDIC, equal housing lender. Back here at Cougar Stadium in the fourth quarter, 8 minutes, 18 seconds left to go. Your Jarrell Cougars taking control early and piling it on often, 63-0. The Cougars of Jarrell lead the Cougars of Rosebud-Lott. The Jarrell Cougar band having a good time here at Homecoming 2019. We get ready, set for play. And to no avail, we got a delay of game on the offense. So we'll go from the 47 of Jarrell to the 48 of Rosebud. So I thought they might be going for it. Reyna in at quarterback. He may be the one that's going to punt here, but it brings up now a 4th and 8. So kind of a weird time to take after a timeout, taking a delay of game for Rosebud. But that's going to bring up 4th and 8 from their own 48-yard line. Reyna at the quarterback. He's going to move Hargrove to his right side in the running back. 3 receivers right. Reyna's going to step up and now throw to the right side. Picked off on the run, and it's going to be another Jarrell Cougar touchdown. 10-5. Put it on the board. What a job. Is that Compton going on the defensive side of the ball? Oh, my goodness. Mr. Compton, take a bow. Young man, what a performance. Picks it off on the run, read the route from Reyna, and took it all the way to the house. A 48-yard interception, pick six for Mr. Compton. 69-0. The Jarrell Cougars just won't stop.
And what's crazy is, I mean, you see these coaches on the sideline telling them to lay down. That's kind of hard to do, especially at high school level. If you get an interception, all you're thinking is, I'm taking this to the house. That's a great catch and run back for another score.
Great job by the Cougars, and that's going to make it 70-0 on the Jesus Perez extra point. Mr. Compton comes over and gets the congratulatory high fives from all the coaches and his teammates. What a job. Mr. Compton has dominated the second half, running the ball on offense. Now a 48-yard pick six on defense. That young man deserves all the praise tonight. What a big half for Compton stepping in. He comes in at the backfield in relief of Warren here in the second half to the point he'd done so much. Then Martin Torres jumps in, and Martin Torres got some runs. And Compton goes, can I have some time on the defensive side? And I'll put some more points on the board. What a performance. These Cougars are going crazy. The students having fun. The band going nuts playing the music. The crowd still all here watching this ball game. And what a performance by your Cougars. 70-0. 8 minutes, 7 seconds left in the ball game. So Rosebud will set back up to receive the kickoff from number 6, Mr. Jesus Perez, the reliable kicker for your Jarrell Cougars. He's done a great job tonight. Only had one blocked as Julian Reyna got through and blocked one of the extra points. He'll kick off from the 40, up in the air, end over end, and you see it knocked down by the wind about the 19, 20-yard line. Fielded by Hargrove. He's going to battle up past the 25 to the 28, 29, and taken down there. They'll spot him all the way up to the 31, I guess, 30. Got a little spotting it here. It looks like the 30-yard line is where they're going to spot it now. So the second time in a row, Rosebud will be in with the ball at the 30-yard line. 7 minutes, 59 seconds left here in the ball game. Jesus Perez, I tell you what, even get a good kickoff there. His kickoffs from 40 into the wind, or at least get to the 20 or 15-yard line. So a great job of doing his job on the kickoffs tonight and the extra points and the special teams playing well for the Cougars.
I was about to mention that myself. This is that's very impressive. Into the wind. You see it's been difficult for other people to kick it to it. He's just letting that cannon go.
Arena takes the shotgun snap, hands it to Wyatt. Wyatt up past the 30 to the 31-yard line. A gain of 1 on the play. Now the umpire's going to spot it just shy of the 32. So it's going to be a 2-yard gain. One of the Cougars comes up hobbling. It looks like Ramon Rodriguez on the far side trying to figure out that's him. That's going to be Ramon Rodriguez, number 33. He's going to kind of limp off here to the sideline. Under his own power, kind of slightly jogging. And he'll come off, being replaced by number 29, In. In steps in for Ramon Rodriguez on the defensive side. A gain of 2, 2nd and 8. For Rosebud from their own 32-yard line. Reyna in the shotgun. Hargrove now the running back on the left side. 3 receivers left, 1 right. Reyna's going to pitch to the left to Hargrove. He's hit quickly and drugged down behind the line of scrimmage. It's going to be a loss of about 4. Make it 3 on the play. Is that Mr. Compton again?
Yes, it is.
Mr. Compton. My goodness, he's all over the field. The interception was on the far side. He sees the pitch to Hargrove on the near side. Comes all the way across, grabs Hargrove, and takes him down for a loss of 3. It's going to bring up 3rd and 11 now from their own 29-yard line. The handoff to Hargrove up the middle from Reyna, and he'll be tackled out across the 35 to about the 38-yard line. It's going to bring up a 4th and 2 for Rosebud. A nice little run there by Hargrove, but just stopped short just of the first down.
I know this isn't a real thing, but Cougar of the night, hands down, goes to Compton. He's been ready to pounce on every single play, both sides of the ball, just waiting to get his number on that stat sheet.
Reyna takes the shotgun snap, puts it in the belly of Hargrove, and he'll get the first down for Rosebud up across the 40 to the 43-yard line. So a first down here at their own 43-yard line. Hargrove running hard still. 6 minutes, 15 seconds, and running on the clock left here in the ball game. John Paul Reyna at quarterback for the Rosebud-Lott Cougars. One man, Hargrove, set to his left. Two receivers right, two receivers left. Shotgun snap. He's going to fake the handoff. Coming around the left side on a sweep, and he's going to be taken down. His legs chopped out from underneath him by, I believe, number 14. Brady Gala makes the tackle at the 49-yard line. That'll be a gain of 6. That'll bring up 2nd and 4 as Reyna made a nice little scamper there around the left side on the quarterback keeper. Reyna now with 2 right, 2 left, and Hargrove off to his right side. He'll hand it to Hargrove up the middle, past the 50, runs into a wall there. Mr. Gola again. He'll make a hit on Hargrove, but after the first down, picked up down to the 46-yard line of Jarrell. A nice little run there. Hargrove running hard for the Rosebud-Lott Cougars. Picks up a second first down of the drive, the first time of the night. First drive of the night for Rosebud to get more than one first down, if any. And a good drive here. Hargrove running hard for the Rosebud-Lott Cougars. Reyna takes a handoff, hands it back to Hargrove, back across the 45 to the 40, outside to the numbers, and he's taking down hard there at the 36-yard line. And it's going to be right at the first down line. They're going to spot it for a first down, and a 10-yard gain there by Hargrove. Another run. Hargrove pounding the ball now. He's hitting it hard and quick. You can see a spark in his running. He is quicker than Wyatt. Wyatt's more of he's quick and hits hard, more of a punch behind his running and hitting. But Hargrove is just quick and elusive and doing a great job here. Reyna takes the handoff, or the shotgun snap, hands it to Hargrove back across the middle to the 35, down past the 33, taken down there at the 33 by number 29 in. And it's a nice little run there of about 8 yards for Hargrove. It'll bring up 2nd and 2 for the Cougars of Rosebud-Lott. Hargrove, the running back, is just pounding the ball. And as soon as he gets the handoff, he's hitting the hole quick. He's not giving time. He's not stutter-stepping. He's not hesitating. He's hitting the ball and running north and south. And he gets it down to the 27-yard line, I believe. Make it a 28. 2nd and 3 now. Reyna's going to keep it this time, up past the 25 to the 20, and drag down just past the 20 to the 18-yard line. A gain of 10, and another first down for Rosebud. Nice 10-yard run there for John Paul Reyna, the quarterback right now for Rosebud. And the Cougars get the call quickly from the sideline. Hargrove offset to the left. He'll take the handoff from Reyna from the shotgun snap out to the 20 down to the 15. He's stacked up quickly there. A gain of about 3 yards. That'll bring up 2nd and 7 from the 15-yard line of Jarrell. The best drive of the night by far for Rosebud-Lott, as they've driven all the way from their 30 down to the 15-yard line of Jarrell, bringing up 2nd and 7. 3 minutes, 12 seconds left on the ball in the ball game. Reyna has 3 receivers right now, 1 left. Hargrove set to his left. John Paul Reyna takes the snap, hands it to Hargrove. He stutters at the 15, and he's stacked up there, and he'll go down after a gain of 1 to the 14, and that'll bring up a 3rd and about 6.
Okay, even though Hargrove is definitely one of the smaller ones on the field, his elusiveness is hard to miss. He is making moves and picking up positive yardage on every snap that he gets that ball.
And the impressive thing is, in making his moves, he still stays north and south. It's not a lot of east and west. He hesitates and he makes a move, but he goes north and south. Reyna keeps the shotgun snap, designed bootleg to the right side, and he gets down to the 9-yard line. He's going to be stopped a yard short of the first down. It's going to be 4th and 1 from the Jarrell 9. Reyna there just quickly took off around the right end on the keeper and got down to the 9, 1 yard short of a first down. 4th and 1, Rosebud, 2 minutes, 7 seconds left in the ballgame. Reyna takes the snap, hands it to Hargrove. He goes forward, gets hit at the 10, and they latch on, and here come the rest of the Cougar defenders. And it's going to be a loss on the play, back to the 11. A great job there, a loss of 2. And the Cougars get the ball back. What a stand from your Cougar defense. They get all the way down to the 9-yard line, go for it on 4th and 1, and the Cougar defense says, I don't think so. First and 10, your Jarrell Cougars take over back at their own 11-yard line with 1:58 left in the ball game. And I have a feeling that's going to do it. Coach Davidson will probably just take a knee here. 23 seconds left on the play clock. They're taking their time as the Cougars walk out towards the field. They got their play called. Warren back on the field for the first time I've seen him. Rodriguez back in the quarterback for the Cougars. Rodriguez out, or Edgar out. And it is going to be the victory formation. 1 minute, 58 seconds left. Rodriguez takes a snap, steps forward a couple of yards, and takes a knee. With 1:53 left on the clock, they'll set the ball at the 8-yard line of Jarrell. And that'll be a loss of 3. That'll bring up 2nd and 13. But the Cougars are going to let the play clock dwindle down here. They got 20 seconds left on the play clock. 1:30 left on the game clock. So they're just going to eat it up and do the old victory formation and be content with a 70-0 win tonight here on their hometown at Homecoming 2019. As the band just rocking here in the stands for Jarrell. The fans starting to celebrate here as they're getting up. The students enjoying a homecoming win. Another nil on the play. And Coach Williams for Rosebud is going to take a timeout. So here we go. The gamesmanship begins at 1 minute, 6 seconds left. The ball spotted at the 5-yard line. Another 3-yard loss on the kneel down to just call the dogs off. And Coach Williams from Rosebud-Lott decides it's time to take a timeout.
This is where my favorite quote from Ron Burgundy comes in. Stay classy, San Diego.
Keep it classy, San Diego. And it makes you wonder, I know myself, if I'm coaching right now, I pull out the Hail Mary. I'm throwing a deep route. You want to call a timeout? I'm trying to run the clock out. The ball game's over. And you're going to try to force me now to make if I kneel on it again and punt, you want the ball back. It's kind of one of those, are we really extending this night? So Coach Williams puts the ball in.
Not even Hail Mary. Just give the ball to Warren or Compton.
At this point, yeah. Compton, Warren, Martin Torre, anybody. Edgar back in at quarterback. They're going to take the shotgun snap. He's going to hand it off. To the right side comes the running back. He's going to get outside the 15 to the 18, 20-yard line, down to the 21. Who was it?
First down.
And it's a first down. It's going to be Ramon Rodriguez doing the running back duties. They're going to wind the clock, 55 seconds. It's going to be a 1st and 10. Out to the 21-yard line. I think Coach Davidson kind of put his stamp of approval on, we're not going to play this. I try to be nice. He gets the first down. Ramon Rodriguez steps in at running back and runs off a 16-yard run for a first down.
And looks like back to victory formation.
So we'll go back to victory. They're only going to have to snap it one more time unless the timeout is called. 5 seconds on the play clock, 20 seconds on the game clock. Rodriguez takes a knee at the 18-yard line, and that looks like it's going to do it. 15 seconds left on the game clock, and that's going to be the ball game. Your Jarrell Cougars have dominated offensively, defensively, special teams, and have taken care of the Rosebud-Lott Cougars 70-0. Sterling, what kind of performance could you ask for going into district than this? This was amazing. The offense clicked, the defense clicked, the special teams clicked. The band was playing amazing. The fans were cheering out loud wonderfully. I mean, everybody's doing their job here tonight, and what a performance by the Jarrell Cougars.
Everything that could have gone their way tonight, it did. There's no doubt about it. And I feel like a lot has to do with the way they came out in that second half. I mean, I know we talk about it a lot, but the way they came out from the second half last week against Riesel, I mean, they definitely showed up to this game. They did start a little slow, but they definitely didn't give any chance. Once they got it rolling, they weren't looking back.
And they wasted no time. A 2-play drive in their first possession to set the tone. We're going to score, and we're going to score every time we have the ball. That was their goal, it seemed like tonight, and it seemed like they did. Very few times. They went for it on 4th down. The fake punt, it didn't work. They punted maybe one time tonight. I'm going to go back and look. Maybe not at all. Just a totally dominating performance. And my favorite part of the night here is the teams come together at the 50-yard line. Coaches and cheer teams gathered around. The players take a knee and say a prayer. You just love the sportsmanship. After a game like this, as competitive as you can be, you know these kids live for Friday night. They live to be on this field competing. And to see a team like Rosebud-Lott and their character as they just took an old-fashioned whooping from the Jarrell Cougars, and they're at midfield, arm in arm with the other team saying a prayer. And so where is the mindset? I think it's in the right place, and I love watching this. This is what I love about Texas. I love about high school football, and just an overwhelmingly great night of football here in Jarrell, Texas. Your Cougars go into district play 3-1. And they've just kept improving every week, so it's been fun to watch. After a first week ball game on the road at Whitney, the toughest opponent they may face all year long, and they took the beating they got there, 56-3, and they never gave up, and it's not stopped since then.
It is definitely fun, to say the least, to see that momentum starting from like not a great start against Whitney, and just each week keep progressing, knowing what you're working for, looking forward to those playoffs. And I mean, yes, it is pre-district right now, but to end this play the way that they did is definitely a good sign going into district play next week.
Lago Vista comes into Jarrell next week on the 27th of September at 7:30 p.m. We kick off district play against a tough Lago Vista team. Lago Vista is a talented team. They're 2-1 on the season so far. We'll see what happens tonight in their game. But I love, and now just a fun part of high school football, the band playing the fight song, the alma mater for Jarrell, the coaches and players coming over to the sidelines in front of their home stands and just celebrating the win. What a big win, 70-0. So we'll take a quick break. I'm trying to go get a little bit of stats back. Like you said, where do you go tonight with the player of the game? I'm going to do my own player of the game on player of the week from Jarrell. And I'm going to do it on my own broadcast because I want to and I can. But there's so many things to pick from tonight. Heron Rodriguez comes in, plays great at quarterback, only gets a half because they're kind of just blowing out the Cougars from Rosebud-Lott. Warren running the ball like crazy. He only gets touches in the first half. Compton comes into the second half. Not only does he get touches and score on the offensive side, he said, I'll had a pick six onto that celebration party. Cranks a 48-yard interception return for a touchdown. Martin Torres comes in. Still, I hate to see the fact that Torres got escorted off the field after that nice drive. He had 2 long runs, so you hope he's all right. That would be a big loss, as Torres is a big contributor on the defensive side as well as the talent on the offensive side and running the ball and catching the ball. A great night from Crathers. Not a lot of passing going on from the Cougars tonight because of the score. They just did a lot of running, kept the clock in motion. Crathers made that beautiful catch there from Rodriguez in the first half, and so many things to pick from. I'm going to take a quick break, and I'm going to come back with my player of the week for the Jarrell Cougar football team on SHN Sports. Jarrell Cougar football brought to you tonight in part by Eagle Auto Parts of Jarrell, WVE Vehicle Electronics, offering a portfolio of high-quality aftermarket vehicle electronics, including connectors, relays, solenoids, switches, emission, and ignition electronics. Building upon a foundation of premium full-line programs established under the NGK Sparkplug and NTK sensor brands, WBE products are rigorously tested and engineered to perform in import and domestic vehicles. For your vehicle electronic needs, choose WBE Vehicle Electronics, precision engineered to perform. Found at your hometown Eagle Auto Parts store in Jarrell, Texas. And YourPersonalMD.net. YourPersonalMD.net strives to be the real family doctor and desires to use their skills to provide high-quality care in a setting that will provide satisfaction for both ourselves and our patients. Visit YourPersonalMD.net. Go Cougars! Georgetown Jewelry, proud supporter of Jarrell Cougar football. For all your jewelry needs, including weddings, visit Georgetown Jewelry online at georgetownjewelry.com or in the Williamsburg Village Shopping Center in Georgetown. And our Bank of Jarrell. When you do business with our Bank of Community Bankers, we'll take the time to listen to your financial needs and desires in order to help you create unique solutions that will allow you to achieve these goals. We have solutions for your personal and business needs or a combination of the two. Visit ourbanktexas.com. Member FDIC, equal housing lender. And to our quarter sponsors, Georgetown Jewelry, Rob Hip Insurance, Oak Ridge Disciple House, Your Personal MD, and of course tonight being joined by Papa John's of Jarrell. So many people reaching out to help sponsor and support Jarrell Cougar football, and we say thank you at SHN Sports. As we bring it back here tonight after looking at my stat sheet and the drive charts, my Jarrell Cougar football player of the week this week is none other than number 3, Mr. Jasper Compton. The young man had 2 rushing TDs in the second half and a 48-yard interception, pick 6. He contributed on both sides of the ball in a dominating second half. The young man just nonstop running hard, making plays on the defensive side, made the big hit over here to stop Hargrove for a loss, and just dominating performance in just a half a play. Warren did a dominating performance in the first half. Man, I hate to overlook his performance. I can't overlook it, but I have to. Compton just came in the second half and just kept the ball rolling. And not only did it do it offensively, he did it defensively. And that pick 6 was beautiful. 2 interceptions tonight by the defense, too. The Cougar defense was phenomenal.
I couldn't have said it better myself, especially, I mean, this might be a little biased, but because I was a defensive player, but the defense did their job. I think they were the highlight of the game because they set the tempo. They kept Rosebud out pretty much out of their half of the field. They kept them on their side. They didn't give much room for play. Sorry, and pretty much set the tempo for the offense to come out and say, "Okay, y'all are doing y'all's job. Let's see how we can do on ours," and set the tempo on both sides of the ball. Basically,
7 3-and-out drives for Rosebud-Lott tonight. If that doesn't tell you what that Cougar defense did, 7 possessions in which they made Rosebud punt the ball after 3-and-out. That's an amazing performance by a defense right there. In your home field on homecoming night, the defense, like you said, set the tone. 7 possessions, 3-and-out. You almost can go with number 4 because the out part was the interception return of 48 yards by Mr. Jasper Compton.
One word to describe Jarrell's defense tonight: ruthless.
I couldn't say any better. What a great word. They were nonstop. They were attacking from the first. When you start the ball game off, you took advantage of the field possession. You put them at their own 25 on a touchback, and then you go 3-and-out. What a tempo! The momentum. Now you just gave them the ball to start the game, and then you took it away in 3 plays. And so now you say, offense, you got the ball to start the game. You're going to get it the second half. I don't know what else we could do. Without scoring a touchdown for you, what else do we do? They were ruthless from the get-go. The defense just played phenomenal. 2 interceptions on the night. That was awesome. You just couldn't ask for much more. 2 fumbles were caused. They didn't recover them. I thought a third one that we did recover. They blew the play dead. So the defense is ruthless, attacking all night long. And so great job by the defense and defense performance tonight at home under the Friday night lights. You got to love it. So we're going to end it here. I don't know what else to say. That was a great performance, a fun game to be a part of. I'm so tongue-tied. It's such a beautiful game. Jarrell Cougar football, 3-1 on the season. Last year ended the season at 4-6. So off on just a good note. I've said it every week of this season. After talking to Coach Amos Davidson at week 1 before the Whitney game, we have talent on this team. They just have to believe that they can compete. And I've seen the competition level go up and up and up every week. And the coaches get credit for that too because of what last week at a halftime, whatever they did to convince those players, this ball game isn't over. And they came back and won. Then they come home and go, this game isn't over. We're going to smash them in the face. And Jarrell did it. And it was just an impressive ball game. And you love to see the competing going on. They know they can compete. They're playing to a level that I think Coach Davidson said, I see it. I know. We, as the coaches know, they've got to believe it. And you started to see that, I think, more and more tonight. And just the confidence from the get-go to the very end. Hey, you're going to call a timeout when we're trying to kill the clock? Here's a 16-yard first down run by our fourth-string running back. What do you ask for? What do you get?
Exactly. And, I mean, if there were any question marks after that first loss of the first game, they have been answered these past 3 weeks. It is breathtaking to watch a team go from rock bottom, and everyone knows there's only one way to go from there. That's up, and they have done it multiple times in a row.
And they have. And the good battle in Riesel last week was a good test for them. And they're going to have tough competition. Rockdale is a good football team. Troy is a good football team. Lago Vista is a good football team. There is good competition coming in district play. And it's going to be a step up in talent. And it's going to be a challenge for these Cougars. But it's going to be fun to watch. I think now they trust the fact that they can compete. And now it's just going out and competing no matter who they play. And not being any kind of intimidation. Not being any kind of fear. It's just going out and being like, hey, we're going to throw our best at you, and we expect your best at us, and let the cards fall where they may. And so we'll leave you tonight, 70-0. The Jarrell Cougars dominate in homecoming against the Rosebud-Lott Cougars here in Jarrell, Texas. Join us again next week. We'll be on about 7:15 for the kickoff against Lago Vista Vikings, the first game of district play in the 2019 system. We thank you for season. We thank you for joining us tonight here on SHN Sports. For Sterling Harmon, I'm Wally Harmon, and good night.